world of possibilities with the 150-year-old Herradura Tequila. Made with unmatched care and aged to perfection, Herradura Tequila has the sophisticated taste to make any moment extraordinary. Herradura Tequila, available at your local PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits store. Please enjoy Herradura Tequila responsibly. Alcohol 40% by volume, 80 proof. Herradura Tequila, imported by Brown-Forman, Louisville, Kentucky.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, big news day, Dom Giordano's show. Welcome in, everyone. 855-839-1210. We're watching the hearing for the Crumbly parents. They are, in my view, and they've been convicted, the maniacs who allowed access to a weapon which 4 students were killed in Michigan and have been convicted by 2 courts on various offenses. And it's going to be interesting to see what sentence they get. I think they deserve more than time served. And, usually, I remember the last time this came up, people usually, we want negligent sentences. We want parent responsibility. I don't care that it involves guns. These 2 have a degree of responsibility with a kid who's in jail for life, a maniac. And 4 kids are dead. 855-839-1210. So I'll open up throughout the show as we see what they get today. I know there are people that think, well, why are they picking on them? We had to do this more across the board. How many times do we ask, where were the parents? And in this case, it's pretty clear they were there and they were aiding and abetting. Tell me if you differ with that. Is it that you're concerned over the Second Amendment? That should not, though, move away from what these 2 engaged in or didn't engage in with their son and their culpability here. I think involuntary manslaughter is what they've been convicted of. All right, that's one thing that's out there. But I also want to, as we keep our eye on that, talk about this ongoing story. And I have a number. The specific is the thing that always gets people. Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, was in town yesterday. And whenever she comes or the president comes.
Oh, she came for a WrestleCon?
Yeah, that's what it was about. It's about bringing satchel bags of money to buy people. And yesterday was student loan debt again and so-called forgiveness. And the double whammy of this, she was escorted by Dwight Evans, who's a congressman, Dan, and he says, thank God he got his student loan debt paid off because he's in public service. Give me a break. The people that are in public service are the small business people of America, Dwight. You and I know each other. Give me a break. You're making, what, $175,000 a year and then other ancillary income? You've been on the public dole forever. These are the people that get the break. Teachers also. So Vice President Harris, who was not here for WrestleCon, post-wrestling.
WWE World?
She meets with Kelly Gray, a children's social worker, who shared a tearful story about her loans. Dan, she ballooned to over $300,000 as she pursued education degrees. My student loan debt is like everyone else's. I knew I wanted a better life for myself and twin daughters. Now, first thing we have a right to ask here, there's no husband involved here to provide this. And, hey, lady, we can't help it that you were sold a bill of goods and that you rang up $300,000 in student loan debt. Why should that be forgiven? Well, Harris's point is she's got to move on with her life. It was forgiven. And now she can buy a home. Well, isn't that nice? How about people listening? How about people that because of the high interest rate and everything else, they're on the cusp. They've saved. They're both working. They're doing the right things. And they weren't stupid with the student loan debt. $300,000. Well, you're trying to block me from having a better life. How come Democrats not a word about predatory colleges? How do they let a woman ring up $300,000, the loan agencies and everything else? No, it's our duty to forgive that so that she can buy a home. $300,000. This is the person they featured yesterday when Vice President Harris was here. Now, you know that Joe Biden has already run afoul of the Supreme Court, and this won't fly, and yet he still continues to do this. He's in a showdown with them on this.
I think the Cardona clip you had me pull that he's asked directly, why not go after the universities? He completely ignores the question.
Yeah, let's hear. This is Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona when asked, well, what about the universities? What about the people charging this?
So what does student debt forgiveness matter in the long term if these tuitions are going through the roof?
You know, it does matter for many Americans who are right now saddled in debt. I talked to a teacher yesterday in New York who took out a $30,000 loan. It ballooned to $60,000 because of the interest. So it does matter for that teacher who can now buy a home or really, help her children go to college. And we're also working on college accountability. We have a new SAFE plan that makes paying back your loans more affordable. So, we in the Biden administration
wait a minute. Where was the college accountability there, buddy? There, Dan. He sucked that fastball by us. Miguel, you don't listen, buddy. You can rob us. You can do your nonsense. But one thing we're not going to allow you to do on this show is say college accountability. The colleges are not accountable to anything. They do whatever the hell they want.
Accountability, we help you pay back the loans.
Yes, we help you pay back the loans to the people that are not accountable.
And we're also working on college accountability. We have a new SAFE plan that makes paying back your loans more affordable. So, we in the Biden administration here, we have a multi-pronged approach to make higher education more affordable and more accessible. As a first-generation college student, John, I can tell you 30 years ago when I was looking, I needed something like this. I'm thankful that the administration right now is putting our efforts to making higher education more affordable. We have to lead the world in education, and we're taking steps to do that.
You're not taking any steps. Who are the people that are making it not affordable? Well, we're making it affordable by taking money from you and paying those people. That's an easy solution. Can you imagine college accountability? They go to a woman who runs up $300,000 in debt. She's got two twin daughters. No mention of the husband here. Not my business. But since we're paying, I might mention. Harris drops in, well, teachers are not paid enough. Well, how about merit pay? I mean, I agree with great teachers being paid more. Those that I wouldn't let walk a dog shouldn't be a teacher. 855-839-1210. You get on board.
I've learned that dog walking is kind of tough.
Well, I think it pays pretty well, at least in New York. All right, our buddy Rand Paul just tweeted out a little bit while ago, Senator Paul, breaking news that more information comes out about 15 government agencies is the claim and the information that's there that help Dr. Fauci and others cover up the origin of the virus in Wuhan. Now, I started rereading his book last night, Deception, COVID Cover-Up. And right in the beginning, something I hadn't underlined before, we'll talk about Thursday night at the Zlock Performing Arts Center. Hope you're there with us. Hope you get a couple of drinks beforehand, maybe some bourbon.
Yeah.
He writes about Dr. Fauci, this colleague that knew they were in big trouble, Dan, and they're involved with burner phones. Why did Dr. Fauci and these minions...
burners?
Yeah, why did they need burner phones?
Like The Wire.
Yeah. In addition to that, no more emails. Don't email. We'll either meet or use these special phones they're talking about. And then he brings up page after page about spies that were involved around the infectious diseases. So you got spies, burner phones, Dr. Fauci, and that's just the beginning of the book. Of course, we'll ask Senator Paul about VP possibilities, about TikTok and all that stuff. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. So what should happen to the couple in Michigan? They're making the case now. The lawyer for the mom said, well, don't send her to prison. I'll let her use my guest house. I don't know. She actually has a guest house. You have a guest room, Dan. The Giordanos don't have a guest house, though.
You don't?
No, we have the
I
back
thought
room.
the Dom Dome had like a whole,
No.
pool
Well, the
house.
back room is kind of like Roe's resort room now. It's a Bible study combination. The cat loves it, and Roe has taken that over.
Do you call it a Florida room? Have you ever heard that term before?
Yeah, I've heard it, but
Okay.
this is kind of facing Delaware, so I don't know what it is. All right, so we got that. We also have the student loan debt. They will not stop with it, even though it should antagonize every American. And they actually drilled down, holding up as these paragons, Dwight Evans, who as long as I've known him has been, working for the government, public service. And then a teacher who rings up $300,000, gets that forgiven so that she can buy a home. Why? Why this one debt versus all the others? Particularly somebody who is not a kid and gets involved with $300,000 in debt. Well, they're blaming the system. Well, no one's forcing her. She said, I wanted a better life. Well, then maybe you're going to have to pay for it. 855-839-1210. Let me give you this side question. We kind of teased it yesterday. With the eclipse and the earthquake, you have people out there talking still. The apocalypse is coming our way.
Yeah, it's here, Dom.
It's coming our way.
here.
So we did this a couple years ago. I used to kid. It's a sign of the apocalypse. We say that all the time. If somebody does something you weren't expecting. So I'll take off the board people eagerly. I'll nuance it, Dan. In the past, I said if they let you pump your gas, but you're right. If people were actually pumping their own gas in Jersey willingly, they like it.
Yeah.
Not all those objections I get. That's a sign of the apocalypse.
Yeah, it is.
If we have a Republican, an actual
I will never
Republican,
accept pumping my own gas.
there you
living in
go.
Jersey.
That's right. It's a service. Right?
No, why?
Yeah.
Why not? Like, I don't get why you're like so trollish about this. Just let us have it. Let us have this one.
It's so, okay. The laziness of it just is fun. All right. So the other one is if we have a Republican mayor anytime in the millennium. The
That's
next
on my
millennium,
list too.
Yeah, absolutely. And Roe's contribution, if I take up dancing successfully over a long period of time, something like
Underlining successfully.
that. Successfully, yes. All right, Dan, what's yours?
So I have a couple on my list. I did have Philadelphia electing a Republican mayor. I have one related to you, Dom. That's seeing Dom trashed, drunk, out of his mind. I think that'd be a sign of the apocalypse.
Happen.
It's now. No, you don't think so?
No.
Have you ever been drunk? Like
I don't
over
think,
the line? No.
I don't think. Yeah, maybe a breathalyzer, a hair over, but I would ask for a recount.
Because I asked him, it's coming up Thursday. Is that the potential to see?
Nah, I don't think that, Roe has set a 2-shot limit on that with the bourbon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. Dan, me getting into a gym, running a mile under 10 minutes.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah,
Under 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Woo.
And Philadelphia drivers abiding by driving laws and actually stopping at stop signs.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a sign of the apocalypse. It's suddenly there's no potholes, no major potholes in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Then just start praying. Kneel down right there. It's coming, bolts of lightning.
I mean, I think last time we did this, someone said a sign of the apocalypse would be no ATVs and dirt bikes on the roads, and I've seen less of them.
That's a
so
pretty good.
does that mean the world's coming to an
It's
end?
starting to build up. Eclipse, no dirt bikes, earthquake. It could happen. All right, 855-839-1210. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, all that you have to do is push pound 1210. Student loan debt, again, they will not let up on this. They have to. He needs younger voters. That's why they're trashing Israel. That's not going to be enough. He has to continue to try to buy them off with this. And if I'm reelected, I'll continue to do this forever. And you would think there would be a backlash. We know what the uptick is. Some people will vote on this. Is there enough of a backlash of people to go? I mean, I'm thinking of these, again, building trade guys, union guys who are patriotic Americans. They're only with the Democrat Party because they're going to give them something. So they look at this and go, this is too much. $300,000 in debt. No, I don't want to pay for that. Or do they say we're all in on it? Let's continue to rob everybody else so that we get what we want. That's what the Democrat Party's about. And $300,000 in debt. It's one thing. Person graduates. They took the wrong stuff. It didn't work out. They're $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in debt. Not good. with $300,000 in debt. And this is who they use as their person yesterday to flesh out the story when Vice President Harris is here. 855-839-1210, you get in. And again, with Rand Paul, around the clock with this Fauci stuff, we have breaking news, it seems like. So Thursday night, we have so many things to get to with him. We'll have a lot of fun, too. Don't forget your tickets, 1210WPHT.com. All right, let me tell you about Dr. Bentz to kick off the show today, and then I'm coming to your calls. Let's face it, most people fear the dentist. It's a real thing called dentophobia. Now, Dr. Bentz knows this, and I've seen over the years how he treats fearful patients. One patient came in with a full-on anxiety attack, tears and all.
Really?
Dr. Bentz and his staff, well, we had the one woman, Dan, who hadn't been to a dentist in 8 years.
Yeah.
It happens.
Do you have dentophobia at all?
No.
I kind
No,
of
no.
did. Like, for a while, when I was using chewing tobacco, I had a real bad.
I guess you would.
No, actually, the person that broke me out of that, though, was Dr. Bentz.
Oh, yeah. Well, if Maria had been your hygienist when you came in with that chewing tobacco, you're not getting out of there, brother. I'll tell you that.
They got me
easily.
off of that thing quick. I got to tell you.
You have to meet Maria and tell them, yeah, I chewed a lot of tobacco. See what she says. It's more than just brushing the inside of the teeth. She'll be brushing right there with a giant toothbrush. Hey, Dr. Bentz and his staff work with people who have dentophobia or they're a little bit afraid of the dentist, making you comfortable, giving you space. And the results are usually after a few months, few visits, patients are very comfortable, confident when they visit. So it doesn't matter what your level of fear is, a little fearful or extremely anxious, you can count on Dr. Bentz and his staff for a pleasant dental experience. Give them a call, make that appointment today, and get that smile that you've always wanted. 610-272-6949. Take care of that dental work. Do it now. The Bentz Dental Group, BENTZ.com, or 610-272-6949.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
You're in hot water, mister.
What'd I do?
I told you months ago our utility bills were getting higher because of that old outdated tank water heater.
Maybe it's time we finally switch to a Navien tankless.
Learn about Navient's high-efficiency tankless water heaters, endless hot water, all while helping you save on your energy costs.
Hey, look at this. Our utility bill is lower since we got the Navien tankless water heater.
Who's in hot water now?
We are, all the time.
Learn more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Norman Chaikin, also known as Norman the Floorman. You know, I lost my first wife when she fell down a wishing well. Hey, I didn't know they worked.
Whether you need carpet, LVT, hardwood, tile, or area rugs for your residential or commercial project, we've got you covered. Savings up to 50%, and that ain't chopped liver. Visit us in Bryn Mawr, Conshohocken, or call us at 800-220-RUGS for your home or business, and we'll bring the store to your door.
Hey, Clementon. Yeah! We know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. WPHT.
It is Dom time. I'll give you an update in a moment on mail-in balloting across Pennsylvania, like how many people are going to participate in the primary, which is just 2 weeks away. We have the Attorney General race. We have the Houck Fitzpatrick race. Going to be interesting to see how that turns out. And we got a couple of other things. Of course, the presidential thing, they keep score. Biden can get a lot of not committed. But 1 in 10 Pennsylvania voters at least are now choosing mail-in ballots. Over 56,000 mail-in ballots are their way to Bucks voters ahead of the April 23rd primary. And the Bucks County Courier-Times makes the point that this is up, considering it's a primary with not a lot happening versus a presidential race. Could it be that more Republicans are actually doing this? We won't know until we see the breakout 2 weeks from today and change from the primary. But I thought I would ask, if you made the decision to do that, is that how you've decided to go? Even though in the past maybe you wouldn't go that way, it seems as if we're seeing more of this play out. All right, let's go to Brian. Brian's in King of Prussia. He's in on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Brian, welcome in.
Can you hear me, Dom?
Yeah, Brian, loud and clear.
All right, because I'm driving through Jersey now. So, all right. So the question, so if I can explain to you, I had a daughter. She went 4 years at Temple. She was first going to be a physician's assistant, but then she changed. And then, but she's now a nurse. She's an ER nurse in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
But in order for us to, the federal money it starts at like $3,500, and I think it only tops out at $5,000. So my question is, by the time she was done 4 years at Temple, her federal student loans were somewhere around $20,000.
Okay.
Right, which we pay. So how I don't understand where all this federal. How does somebody get $100,000 in debt to the federal government? She went to Jefferson for another year of nursing, and she had to go to Sallie Mae. Now they don't. That's a private loan. So can you explain? Does anybody have an answer of how you can get this far in debt and how it can take 20 years? Basically, you've just never paid. You just decided to never pay at all.
Essentially. But Dan, let me ask you, would they be taking loans out at different levels, or how did this woman get $300,000 in debt? I know it's ballooning payments and all that, but still, how do you get to that?
There's a cap. When my daughter started freshman year at Temple, the federal would give us $3,500.
I got you.
So
well, look, we'll try to get an answer. Dan, you know something about this, right or no?
I don't know how we get 300,000. Private school tuitions are nuts. You're talking like 50.
Yeah, but how do you get the debt? Who's back giving you?
Biden can only address the federal. He can't address private loaning like Sallie Mae.
Right.
So I see it as almost impossible that you could get this amount of debt because they have caps on what you're allowed to get. At least for us, it was.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Some of it's based on income. I'm not sure how this woman got $300,000 in debt. That would be good. That would be a good question for the media. Don't you think they ought to ask Harrison, the woman, how did you get $300,000 in debt? Instead, isn't it wonderful? She's getting a home now. Am I bad that I resent that she's getting a home? I do.
I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's parents co-signing.
Well, I don't know with her, though.
Yeah.
I resent that Harris is here and she's getting a home. Yeah, I'll admit, you're not allowed to say resentment. I'm a talk host. You can say that because it's true. And I'll tell you why I resent it. I know a number of people, you and Maisie were in that situation on the cusp of doing this. We have, due to inflation, the Fed, unbelievable interest rates. What about all those people who didn't use this and somehow or another it gets forgiven? That's a good question. Now, the story doesn't go into that. They never asked that. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm reading right from it, though. She pursued different education degrees. So is it dependent on
I mean, she could be like Van Wilder and then be 8 years in school, switching schools from private school to
Yes.
private school, and
Right.
credits aren't lapsing into the new school, and
Oh.
maybe she's working on a doctorate type degree or a master's degree, adding more years onto that.
Yeah, she is. And
there you go.
Dan, I've seen statistics that indicate, I'll say safely, about 50% of this debt are people pursuing masters, et cetera. And they say, well, you need a master's today. Look, it's bad enough with the undergrad stuff. Why should we be forgiving debt of people that pursued a master's or a doctorate or something else? It shouldn't be. There's no argument they can make. They don't debate it. They're inside a bubble. All they do is say, you are mean, you're lacking in compassion because I said I resent it. I do. You're not allowed to resent anything anymore. Is there not justified resentment? Righteous resentment?
I think there is, but you also have a young generation who is saddled with this debt that you can't vilify and alienate from the party in a stance. When discuss, well, not
Well-
discuss. I mean, obviously, all discussions open around student loans, but when framing a position
You
as
made
a
that
party,
point before, and
Yeah.
here's my challenge to it. It's like Trump with the abortion thing. I get your point, and sitting there with him, I'd be cautious too,
Mhm.
but I don't think we can win or deflect enough on this. I think somehow or another, we got to stoke up the resentment at the same time to get enough people to turn out.
I think you got to stoke up the resentment towards universities charging a lot, though, and not towards people taking out idiotic loans. Like I'm not going to, argue with you that these people are morons for taking out $300,000 loans.
Right.
But you still got to try to get their vote. So I think you don't make them the enemy. You make the big universities the enemy, who are indeed the
Well,
true enemy.
That is my enemy. But Dan, I would tell you this woman with the 2 kids and all is different than the average kid that went off to school at 18 and the whole thing. She's got $300,000. I'm the one that usually lectures about winning. I can't find winning in my formula today. You know what I find in my formula? Pure unadulterated resentment. I resent Harris. I resent her. I resent the Inquirer. I resent Dwight Evans. See if Dwight Evans will come on the show and tell us why he's in public service, Dan, and you and I are not. Why are not talk radio producers and big mouth hosts?
Do you really
Dwight, why are we not in public? Aren't we doing a public
Do you
service?
really want this?
Aren't we doing a public service right now?
If you really want this, Dom, we can run you for mayor. Dom Giordano for mayor, side of the
That's
apocalypse,
right.
Republican mayor, of Philadelphia.
If I run for mayor, do I get the student loan as a public loan, even though I'm not mayor at that
Going back to
point,
school?
because I'm running? Tell me, Dwight Evans, why you, who's never had any legislative luck that I know of, as a congressman, why are you a public servant and I'm not? How do you get to be a public servant category? How about Dwight? No, I'm serious, Dan. Get him on. How can he answer that a small businessman is not more of a public servant than he is? I'd love to hear that answer. Because if he says he is, that's trouble. If he says he's not, that's trouble.
I'm waiting to hear the argument as to why conservative radio hosts are public servants.
We are. We're providing news, information, entertainment, connection with us over the years.
Public service announcements. We run those,
Well, why not?
We file for the FCC, issues,
exactly.
comments, and things that we're talking about that pertain to
That's
local
right.
issues. And
Exactly.
yeah.
Who's done more, Dwight Evans or me?
You, obviously.
Yes, get him
Yeah,
on.
I'm
I'll say
sitting right across from you. When I
I'm
look
able
at
to say I'm not running for office yet, so I can say something like that. What's he going to say? Let's see if he'd come on that. Brendan Boyle, another public service. Why is that guy a public servant?
Well, you want your mortgage forgiven now, too, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have one, so I can't.
Oh, okay.
Jim Worthington is with us next. He's bringing President Trump back to Bucks County. Dan, he's a physical fitness guru. He's bringing a president who's done great stuff. Isn't Jim Worthington a public servant?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you going to say no?
Well, how about all the producers here who have to put up with these crazy hosts and
Right, now
callers
you're
and
president,
listeners?
Dom.
Aren't you public servants?
For dealing with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Bro is the ultimate public servant. They ought to give her $1 million loan every year. Who else is a public servant? No, I mean small business, though. Or Jim's a small business with a lot of people that work for him. Isn't he a bigger public servant than a guy like Dwight Evans? Or this woman who works for she's a children's social worker with a $300,000 loan.
I mean, that's a public servant, children's social worker.
I think the small business person's more of a public servant, is creating lives and jobs for them. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a politician is a different story, but a children's social
now
worker.
I'm
I can make
beating
the
up.
argument that children's social workers.
All right, that sign ought to come down. You're saying what Rose said. You've gone too far. You're beating up on a children's social worker. Stick with Dwight Evans. All right. All right, we'll talk with Jim Worthington next. 855-839-1210. That's how you get in. Let's talk. Oh, boy. I told you so.
Yes,
and I was sweating it out. Some idiotic plays by Connecticut at the end. I had them winning by 17. I didn't say that yesterday. I said they'd win by double figures.
Yeah.
And Dan, I kind of like the Connecticut coach pushing the player because he wasn't in the right spot.
Do
Did
you
see
like that?
Well, he didn't really go crazy pushing him. He just gave him a nudge.
Little
Yeah.
Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
You know?
That guy's kind of wacky, that Hurley guy. He
Yeah.
does a lot of strange things. Yeah. But I told you Connecticut was the place to go. Well, the sports calendar is loaded, and FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, is making it even more exciting to get in on the action because right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $200, $200 you can use to bet the tourney, MLB, NBA, NHL, and so much more. Visit FanDuel.com/Dom and make that first bet a big win. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-403-5569 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-403-5569. That's 800-403-5569. What do you have to lose? Call 800-403-5569. Again, 800-403-5569.
Are you tired of dealing with those old, inefficient windows in your house? Well, maybe it's time to go Guida. How about that drafty, beat-up-looking entry door you've painted over more times than you can count? Well, go Guida. Need added protection from the elements with a new storm door? Go Guida. And what about that sliding patio door or garage door you've been meaning to replace? Go Guida. Whatever your home improvement needs are, I suggest you go Guida with the great people at Guida Door and Window. To help you get your project started, Guida is offering 20% off all windows and doors while allowing you to start your project with no money down and up to 3 full years to pay it off interest-free. That's right. Receive 20% instant savings with the luxury of paying off your project interest-free for up to 36 months. Restrictions apply, offers for a limited time, so what are you waiting for? It's time you finally go Guida. Call today to schedule a free in-home estimate at 1-877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's go, GUIDA.com.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Weather sponsored by Budget Blinds.
It will feel more like late May today with a mix of sun and clouds and a high temperature about 15 degrees above average at 78. Tonight, mostly cloudy and mild, low 54. And Wednesday, mostly cloudy with a shower around with a high near 70.
Spring is here, and now is the time to budget. Budget Blinds is your one-stop shop for blinds, shades, shutters, custom drapery, and motorization. Visit budgetblinds.com for a free in-home consultation and the only no questions asked warranty in the business. Budgetblinds.com.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, welcome in. Jim Worthington with us. Big event coming our way in Bucks County this weekend with President Trump at the NAC, the Newtown Athletic Club. Let's go to Jim Worthington. Haven't spoken to Jim in a while. Hey, Jim, welcome back in. And it's good to be a public servant speaking to another public servant.
You know, that Dom, that hit a sore spot in my industry because we compete with the YMCA's that are considered non-for-profit, so they're tax exempt. And here we do everything they do and pay and still pay taxes, and they don't. In the meantime, we've had that battle before, and we literally give something like 30 times more a year away in goods, services, money, charitable contributions than a typical YMCA does in a year. So with that, the public servant thing kind of hit a nerve with me.
Well, it does with me too. I mean, imagine Dwight Evans has been in the government forever. That's how I got my loan paid off, he said yesterday. I'm a public servant. Oh, my God. So you're bringing another big event to the NAC. It's been a little while since that one with Dr. Oz. What's happening with President Trump, I guess, this Saturday, Jim?
Well, yeah, it's a big event in a sense that we're doing a fundraiser to help support his campaign. The amount of people isn't huge. It's not like in 2016 when I had him in the field house, which you've been in, where we had 4,000 or 5,000 people inside and another 4,000, 5,000 outside. It's going to be a limited. When I say limited, it's going to be hundreds of people, not thousands. But it's going to be Saturday, and we still have room if anybody wants to come to participate. But it's going to be epic. I mean, it's the first time I've had him in my building. People wanted to say in 2016, I had him in a business that I own next door that was unaffiliated with Newtown Athletic Club. It's my Newtown Sports Training Center. It's not part of the membership here, but and I try to avoid, hosting political things if I can in the main building, but we couldn't work out putting them in my field house. So because there was already a conflict there with an event we're doing. So, look, I'm not going to turn down the president of the United States. I made the decision. I'm going to have him in the club. It may not sit well with some people, but I can tell you this: if I was a Democrat and Joe Biden wanted to come to my business, I'd have no problem doing that. And I happen to be a big supporter of President Trump, so there's no way I'm going to turn down 45 for this. And there's going to be some backlash. But as you know, Dom, I fought 3 lawsuits in the last year and settled them back in November for the right to advocate for who I want and speak for who I want. So if I wasn't going to take advantage of it now, well, then why did I bother suing everybody? And by the way, winning.
Yeah, well, exactly. Defamation, what went on out there was legendary. So how does Bucks County look? One barometer I use, Jim, is Scott Presler, who's unbelievable. I don't know if you've met him. The guy who, registered voters. He tweets out, I guess, each Monday night how close they are registration-wise to tipping Bucks County, Luzerne, and one other. But Bucks is within, I think, 1,700. And that's incredible, that kind of change, at least on paper, to go from Democrat to Republican. We know a lot of these Democrats just grew up in it and still might vote for a Trump, for example. So that's pretty good in Bucks County.
Yeah, I can tell you this. It wasn't that long ago. It was 10,000 or more. And I got to give credit to him. I'd say the GOP's worked hard in Bucks County to close that number. I know my group, Linda Mitchell and I, have worked hard. I think it's been a collaborative effort. There's even another group, Right for Bucks. I mean, there's a lot of different groups that are trying to make a difference in Bucks County. Sometimes a few of them don't see eye to eye. I always get along with everybody because in my view, we're all, trying to get to the same thing, is to get our candidates to win. But at the end of the day, we're all contributing, and they've closed it down. And that's literally nothing. It's just dead even. And, I have a lot of members that come into my club. I have 12,000 people, and it's amazing what I'm hearing. I mean, literally people were talking to me today talking about landslide. Now, I don't believe that either right now yet, but I do believe that President Trump's polling tremendously and things are looking good. And I think, look, I said this in 2016, and I'll say it again on Saturday when I introduce him, is, the presidency runs through Bucks County in the Southeast. If you win Bucks County, you keep close in the Southeast, you win Pennsylvania. He's the 47th president of the United States. So this is very important, and that's why he's coming here Saturday.
It absolutely is, and the fundraising really helps, Jim. In another life, that's what you do that and the knack. So, if people are interested, they can contact you at the Newtown Athletic Club.
Yes, yep. Just contact me and I'll get them the information.
Hey, Jim, good luck on Saturday, and we'll catch up and see how it goes. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Tom. Take care now.
Jim Worthington here on Talk Radio 1210. Yeah, Scott Presler at it again, Dan, and I think Luzerne is within 1,300. I think by the time we get through the middle of the summer, Bucks County will be red on paper. That's his goal. You know, he's just chews away each week the report. Wow. All right, Dan, your news sounder has to be ready for this. The sentence has just come down, and even I'm, Dan, a bit surprised at this, and I would be hard on these parents. The Crumbly parents are sentenced each to 10 to 15 years in prison. 10 to 15 years for the involuntary manslaughter involving their son, their knowledge of how troubled he was, access to a weapon, and then the resulting poor dead when he came out of the bathroom at his school, firing away and killing him. The father apparently went on a rant from jail, attacking the prosecutor also, and there was a sense that they were not sorry about most of this, as far as we know. All right, Dan, your thoughts.
I have some audio from the judge.
Yeah, let's hear the judge.
Confirm repeated acts or lack of acts that could have halted an oncoming runaway train. About repeatedly ignoring things that would make a reasonable person feel the hair on the back of their neck stand up. Opportunity knocked over and over again, louder and louder, and was ignored. No one answered, and these two people should have and sure didn't. Mr. Crumley, it's clear to this court that because of you, there was unfettered access to a gun or guns, as well as ammunition in your home. You've characterized yourself as a martyr and threatened the well-being of the prosecutor. Mrs. Crumley, you glorified the use and possession of these weapons. Your attitude toward your son and his behaviors was dispassionate and apathetic. Your response to school staff after a 12-minute meeting was, "Are we done here?" During your trial, you announced that you wouldn't do anything different. I understand that might have been misinterpreted, but it did cut the victims deep. Because of both of your actions and inaction, among many, many other things, the world is missing out on a top college university will miss out on Tate's star quality football skills, creativity, and sense of humor. Among many, many other things, the world will miss is Madison's kind and loving soul and the light that reflected her beauty both inside and out. Although a hero in debt because of his organ donations that helped so many, we will never know where Justin, an excellent student with vast skills and interests, described as a mentor and a leader, would have left his giant imprint. The impact statements given here and the written statements provided to the court describe the cataclysmic impact the deaths of these children have had on their children.
Okay, Dan, thank you. So, again, I understand the sensitivity, and the judge sort of pointed toward it a little bit when it's a case around Second Amendment rights and what they were doing in their home. But to me, this was pretty clear cut. Their actions, their lack of remorse, and everything else that's involved. And again, ever since I've started doing talk radio, a constant complaint is, where are the parents? Why didn't the parents? Why are they not held responsible at some level, shape, or form? Now, 10 to 15 years, given this, even though there's been multiple trials, it wasn't just the kid knew how to get the weapon. There was a lot more to it than that. They were callous about this. They were callous when they met with the school. I don't think the school did enough based upon what they knew. I don't know if they met their duty. And you have 4 kids dead now on something that everybody should have seen coming. It was that blatant. But 10 to 15 years, that is a big sentence. Now, I don't know on appeal what will happen. I'm not sure how it gets
It
played
is the
out.
sentence of this court, Ms. Crumley, that you serve 10 to 15 years with the Michigan Department of Corrections. You will have credit for 858 days. State costs are $272. There's a crime victims' rights fee of $130. You and your agents may not have any contact with the families of Madison Baldwin, Tate Meir, Hannah St. Juliana, and Justin Schilling. I will issue another ruling with regard to contact with your son, the shooter. Excuse me. As to defendant James Crumley, it is the sentence of this court that you serve 10 to 15 years with the Michigan Department of Corrections, that you receive credit for 858 days. that
Okay.
you pay state
All right. I'd love to get your reaction. Don't be shy about it. If you think this is way out of line, 855-839-1210. We constantly see this type of issue. All right. And we constantly see, we come back to all the time. Well, yeah, we all saw this coming. We thought that, and nothing could be done. Well, these are the parents where more could have been done, including access. It's somebody it was obvious. Again, not sure what happened with people at the school or not. As I remember the story when it first broke, I didn't fully like their methodology of dealing with it either. Dan, too harsh of a sentence?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm curious what precedent this opens up. Like how far are we going to now start holding parents accountable? Or is it just this individual case is a one-off case here?
Well, this is a pretty notorious one. I would hope it opens up the door that we are going to hold them more responsible. I mean,
Let me ask you, because you see so much violence perpetrated here in Philadelphia by 15, 16-year-old teenagers. Do we start holding their parents accountable for allowing their kids to be out there at midnight firing shots at rival, neighborhoods and such?
Well, the answer is we should. We're not going to with Larry Krasner. We're not going to with the progressive government, but we should. And I get what you're saying. Well, why in this case? That's what some people react to. Okay, we're going to go back to square one then. Let's stop saying we're going to hold parents responsible. This is a starting point, to Dan's point. Should there be more of it? Yeah, and it ought to be at earlier stages where it's not 10 to 15, where it's a fine, for example, or something else that's involved. I mean, how often have we said this? What about the parents?
I think a good example of even a lesser, not as strong of what we're talking about here, but you talk about the Ocean City situation with teenagers out on the boardwalk and all. Should the parents be hit with a fine if their kids are caught there after curfew? Yeah, they should be,
They should be, yes. Yeah, they're in charge of them. And we could say, yeah, well, the government doesn't let you. And all. Okay, well, then maybe you're in the camp that says we really shouldn't hold parents responsible. Give that up then. You can't have it both ways. And they're going to be mistakes. I mean, 10 to 15 is a little bit on the high side to me. I would think more 5 to 10, given what I've read of this case. But 855-839-1210, that's how we'll get you in. This is a case that could be a landmark moving toward more cases like it. All right, so let's talk to you if you're a future home seller. You want to maximize your profit when selling your home, and my great friend Diane Giordano wants to make sure you don't make the most common mistakes. The biggest, starting too late, getting started months, even a year in advance to get best pricing on repairs and a stress-free home sale. That's what you should be doing. 2, overlooking simple, low-cost fix-ups from painting to outdated hardware and lighting. Small changes can significantly boost your home's value. 3, not planning for beautiful, eye-catching exterior photos, spring and summer. Obvious, the perfect time to capture your home's beauty. Save the photos, even if you don't sell till winter. Poor staging. Diane says it's best to stage your home in the pictures to get thousands of impressions online. Overpricing. Price your home strategically to attract hundreds of buyers to bid the price up higher than you can imagine. Most important thing to do is to call Diane Giordano, 215-576-8666 or 215-576-8666.com.
Are you still holding on to that winter weight? Time to shed that fat and get ready for the warmer weather of spring with NJ Diet. For over a decade, they've helped thousands of people lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. That's nearly twice as fast as weight loss injections and without any of those nasty side effects. NJ Diet uses your hair and saliva along with scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements to get you to shed that fat quickly. Then NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help you keep the weight off. You are fully supervised the entire time to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. And you even get the doctor's personal email and phone number. Locations in King of Prussia, Cherry Hill, and Newark, Delaware, or available from home with live online consultations. Call 855-5NJ-DIET, 855-5NJ-DIET, or schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. Get slimmer before this summer with njdiet.com.
I'm Bev. My husband Bill is living with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, a type of interstitial lung disease that can scar your lungs and make it hard to breathe. ILD can be hard to diagnose. If you're out of breath with a constant dry cough, ask a pulmonologist if it could be ILD. Bill and I have been married for over 60 years, and we're looking forward to more. If you or someone you love may have ILD, find support, hope, and help at lungsandyou.com.
Just like our offensive line protects our star quarterback, plumbers protect the health of the nation. And Philadelphia Plumbers Union Local 690 is no different. In hospitals, commercial, industrial, and residential, with the best trained plumbers in the world, you can be sure your project is done on time and on budget, no matter how big or small. So when your business needs to build new or expand existing facilities, you can count on the members of Plumbers Union Local 690. Visit plumbers690.org.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you expecting a commercial there? Well, when describing the feeling of owning your own swim spa or hot tub, sometimes words can be hopelessly inadequate.
If you like what you hear, Jacuzzi Hot Tubs of Southeastern PA can help by transforming your outdoor living space.
Save up to $1,000 in free smart tub system upgrade or special financing. 0% interest for 6 years.
At Cherry Hill Volvo, we have absolutely incredible offers, and a plethora of both new and certified Volvos from which to choose. We are eager to offer amazingly competitive prices because we need the room for all of our construction vehicles. When leasing or purchasing a new or certified Cherry Hill Volvo, you become part of our team. Join Cherry Hill Volvo for the pricing and attention you deserve. I am Judith Krupnick, president of Cherry Hill Volvo.
Ad paid for by AG Marketing Group. Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-866-7061. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-866-7061. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call 800-866-7061. That's 800-866-7061. Again, 800-866-7061.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
All right, Ron DeSantis, Dan, I'm watching this on Fox, is at it again, cracking down on porch pirates. This one guy, I'd hunt him down to the end of the earth. He dresses himself up as a trash bag and kind of meanders, up to the porch to be stealing stuff.
That is intuitive.
It's just,
I guess you can call.
Yeah, exactly right. All right. So we have the decision in Michigan. Love to get your response. We want parents to be responsible. Is this case out of bounds?
He's really wearing a trash bag.
Trash
on
bag.
people's.
Yes.
Like the Ring camera's not going to see a person-shaped trash bag slowly moving towards their package.
Yeah, but he's completely, you can't see his face in it.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Like, wouldn't a shiesty just be easier than a trash bag, though?
Yeah.
Well, they're banned here in Philadelphia, so
it's
maybe
just
trash
something
bags
about the guy doing this. Get him. And DeSantis, again, cracking down on this. New bill. That's it. Squatters, the same thing.
There's a very slow-moving trash bag on a Ring camera, dear.
Yeah. Here's what I teased before. Bucks County Courier-Times reporting 603,410 Democrats have been approved for mail ballot for the primary coming up to about 206,995 Republicans. That's about 15% of the state's 3.89 million registered Democrats, but it's fewer than 6% of the state's 3.5 million Republican voters. Well, I don't know. I don't know if Guy Shiraki on the math on that, if that's so bad for a primary. I think if we get it up to about two-thirds of it, if they're at 15 and Republicans are at 10. Now, in the presidential, they're probably going to be at like 40%. So you're going to have to be at around 28%, 25%. It's not a great sign that people are actually doing this yet, but it's better than it was before. That's the latest figure. All right, let's go to side question today. Earthquake, eclipse.
Don't wish a hurricane upon us now, Dom.
Signs of the apocalypse. Hit us with your sign of the apocalypse. All in good fun, not a serious one. Remember, that's what the side question is. All right, let's go to Jesse in Drexel Hill. Hey, Jesse, good afternoon.
Hey, Dom, Dan, how are you? You know, everybody loves a parade. And I think the sign of apocalypse when the Taliban schedules their first Pride parade, when they wear, dye their beards pink and wear fishnet stockings. I think it's time to head for the hills at that point.
All right, we had to go a little bit far afield there, then a little bit too much in the end. We got the apocalypse angle, though. Okay, we'll put you down for that one. Hey, by the way, don't forget tickets for Rand Paul. If you left for the Zlock Performing Arts Center, it's going to be a fascinating night with him. Who knows how many more stories will develop around him. Tickets, 1210WPHT.com. 1210WPHT.com. Coming up, your calls. A little bit later on, we're going to talk with Jeff Van Drew. He had quite a battle on Fox over the weekend with Arthel Neville. What? We'll get a lot of stuff from Jeff Van Drew a little bit later on Talk Radio 1210. First, though, I am thrilled that Martin Water Conditioning is back with us here. We just had them come out to the house to really row as a fanatic with the shower water, the stream of it, down the shore where we go. Oh, it hits you with
the shower water pressure.
And Dwayne is just there. He's got to be among their top guys because just amazing work that he did with us. And that's what you get with Martin Water Conditioning. To ensure the drinking water in your home is clean and pure, do what I did. Trust Martin Water Conditioning. For over 50 years, the Martin family has put their passion for clean water to work for their customers. They are the water experts. My Kinetico system from Martin guarantees not only crystal clear, all natural water flows from my tap, it tastes great. Provides peace of mind knowing that it's clean and fresh. Right now is their customer appreciation sale. Receive up to $500 off when purchasing a Kinetico water system. 18 and 48 months special financing or 10% off spot-free car rinse system and more. Their knowledge and expertise, I mentioned Dwayne, is our guys, unbelievable. What you'll really love, though, about Martin Water Conditioning, their integrity and dedication to incredible customer service. You can do this. Visit martinwater.com or call 800-887-7555. The offer expires April 22nd. Offers cannot be combined or applied to prior sales. It's 800-887-7555.
There's nothing quite like local. Local is your weekly farmer's market or homemade strawberry ice cream. It's live music on the corner, yoga in the park, and a chance to try something new. That's why AARP is local, right here in our community, offering free events and enriching experiences that can help with finances, family, and fun. Join AARP Philadelphia and Longwood Gardens for a free virtual tour of the garden's history on April 23rd. Register at aarp.org/local.
If you put the words retirement savings crisis into Google, you'll get about 81 million references to explore. Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, crazy markets, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. Don't trade the stress of work for a new kind of stress in retirement. Call Jim Cipriotti today, 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415 to schedule your complimentary retirement second opinion. Or go online, retirereadyfg.com. Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
When it comes to your home or business, Bradford White knows hot water is not optional. It's essential each and every day. That's why Bradford White makes water heaters that are built to be the best. With innovative features like our exclusive Microban antimicrobial technology that helps protect and keep the tank clean and extends the life of the water heater for top performance 24/7. How you heat your water matters, so choose the proven reliability of Bradford White. Learn more at bradfordwhite.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
It is Dom time. Welcome in. So I just mentioned a while ago these figures from the Bucks County Courier-Times about mail-in. Now, again, it is the primary where not much is going on except maybe the Attorney General race. You think Jack Stolzheimer is bad? You're a Democrat. This Jared Solomon guy doesn't have the wisdom of Solomon. And this yo-yo's around touting his record
tagline.
100% with Planned Parenthood. And he touts that in the ads. What does that mean? That he's voted 100% of the time with them? You know what it means. Extremists beyond belief. It's him and Jack Stolzheimer on the Democrat side. Wow. That's how far we've gone. All right. Guy Shiraki is our in-house guy of all things suburbs, but also mail-in balloting along with Scott Presler. And these figures, I realize it's a primary. It's hard to see that much progress here. They have 15% of the Democrat vote in the primary have been approved for a mail-in ballot. Only 6% of Republican voters. All right, let's go to Guy Shiraki here on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Guy, welcome back in. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon. I should point out to you, I am the suburbs guy, but I was back in home turf Friday for my grade school reunion at none other than the Mummers Museum.
I didn't know you were a 2 Street guy.
Well, I was a St. Monica's guy, but occasionally, if you got if anybody vouched for you, you were allowed over to 2 Street. You could cross
no,
occasionally.
I didn't know that. I thought, that was the local, but St. Monica's, Dan, that was the rich parish. They had their own bowling alley.
Oh,
in
the
South
rich
Philly.
the
Their own
hoity-toity
bowling
ones.
alley.
Okay,
How
I
did they have a
got you.
bowling alley?
They still do. I met somebody a week ago at an event in Camp Hill, and I said I was from St. Monica's, and without hesitation, she said, "The place with the bowling alley."
Dan wants to know, are they called the Holy Rollers? That joke is so bad, I had to attribute it to him.
Oh, no.
Well, I'll tell you this, too.
Okay.
St. Monica's had more money in South Philly at that point in time, Guy. When we played them, it always thumped them. But they had half-moon backboards. What? That's a sign of just...
Wait, you can't have half-moon backboards in an official kind of matchup?
Right. I mean, I'm surprised King of Peace even deigned to play there at St. Monica's. Half-moon backboards.
Well, all the money went into the bowling alley.
Yeah.
While you're there in South Philly on Friday, did you stop and do anything wrestling, Guy? I know you're a huge fan.
It's a story for another day. I did not, because I was so excited to see so many folks I haven't seen in ages. But back in the day, many events at the Spectrum, Haystacks Calhoun, Hulkamania. Yeah. Chief J Strongbow, although I apologize, you'll probably lose your license because I said Chief J Strongbow.
Oh, that's a problem. Even though I believe the chief was from South Philly, not from Oklahoma. That's what the word was. But the guy, these figures now, they have 15% of the state's Democrats are using mail-in ballot, or at least got a mail-in ballot. And Republicans are still stuck at 6%. Now, it's a primary. It's not the main event, and there's more time. Does that seem like it doesn't seem like much of an uptick there?
It is an uptick compared to last time. But, the main event is, to borrow a phrase, the main event is November, and the process has begun. And I will tell you that the effort has, the statewide effort that we've talked about has begun. I've now gotten my third piece of mail. So it is happening. There are voters that are targeted, and they're broken down various and sundry ways by smart people doing their analytics. So the hope is to see incremental change for the primary, but also to learn what mail pieces or what messages work, because again, this is building the airplane while we fly. So there's two things happening. One is we're trying to get more people to do it. We're talking about it on shows like yours, but the other is to see which text messages or mail messages work so we can double down for the fall. The other part is the RNC is on board talking about it, and Lara Trump is supportive. So look, there's incremental movement. It's better than last year in terms of percentage of participation, but the main event is the fall. Remember, use the benchmark. In 2020, they outproduced us 5-1. If we get it down to about 3-1, we win. So we feel still very optimistic that that's attainable.
All right. Well, this isn't bad then. This is 2.5-1 here.
That's right. If we maintain that, no need to count the votes elsewhere. Dave McCormick goes to the Senate. The Senate is in Republican control. Chuck Schumer's no longer majority leader. And again, as you've discussed on your show, I don't know where Joe Biden goes to get an electoral majority without Pennsylvania, because I think they're going to lose Michigan too. I think they're going to be in a deep hole if they lose Pennsylvania that they can't climb out of.
Without a doubt. Now, Guy, you spoke at this the leadership conference, the annual Pennsylvania CPAC, if you will, even though at times I think it's even more conservative. I mean, I moderated a debate where I had to throw two people out at least, one of them on a debate stage. So it gets to be a little bit difficult. Would you say at a place like that, they're okay with mail-in balloting, or is that still a work in progress?
No, not only are they okay with it, one of the many information booths was about mail-in voting. There was an entire session dedicated to it,
and Republicans running for Attorney General and the United States Senate, and Scott Perry. So Scott Perry, Dave McCormick, Dave Sunday, Craig Williams, all talked about it, and they had a panel specifically dedicated to it and an information table about it. I think it's beginning to break through. I think people understand, whether you want to use, as I said, the Democrats are doing the tush push. It's time to stop complaining about the rules and learn how to do it. I've also said, look, it's like a hockey game or a soccer match. Are we going to keep pulling our goalie and letting them fire on net or not?
Well,
so I think the message is getting through.
I would throw in, it's the 3-point shot. Some guys in the beginning, I don't like that.
We're
You
going to
shouldn't
strike
get
all
3
references
points.
to soccer from the.
No soccer reference. 3-point shot reference, and tush push is a good one. Yeah. But
hey, it's a big tent. We've got to look. You've got to put your differences aside and welcome the soccer people to our team if they want to join.
I think they're spies, but okay. Now, Guy, the suburban checklist, one of the things it has to begin with, of course, the thing that animates is abortion. I, of course, like what Trump did yesterday. There's a wiggle room. There's all kinds of stuff there. They don't know. Democrats, I can tell, realize, for him anyhow, he tamped down this issue a bit. It's not going to be smoking hot if he can stick with what he said. Even Kellyanne Conway, strangely, though, wanted a 15-week national abortion ban. That really surprises me. So, Guy, in the suburbs, does this help what Trump did yesterday?
Oh, I think it will help. Look, it'll help for a few reasons. One, because the more he talks about it in his own words, the harder it is for the opponents to twist it. I mean, he gave his remarks less than 24 hours ago, and since then, it's been twisted into everything of, Trump claims victory for overturning Roe, to Trump won't rule out this and Trump won't rule out that. I think that's one of the ways we know that it's effective is how angry Mika and Joe get, and they got pretty angry about it. So I think it was effective. Plus, look, the more a candidate, particularly someone with his reach and his impact and his, standing, the more a candidate repeats what he or she believes, the harder it is for your opponents to twist it and bastardize it. And what I liked is that he was clear about it. It was a unifying. It was not what can unify the most passionate believers, but rather what can recruit the most people to our team. If that's the approach we take to many issues, that's how we grow and get to the majority. So I thought it was one of his finer moments of clarity on a controversial issue, and I think it was reasonable. And again, I want to get away from the debate over 6 weeks, 15 weeks, 12 weeks, and let's go to the end. Let's go to the end. There are Democrats, including every single member of the Philadelphia and suburban delegation, who not once, not twice, not three, but 4 times our members of the House have voted that a baby who survives an abortion is not entitled to medical attention to be kept alive. That's where their position. So before people of goodwill, before pro-lifers, before conservatives, before we get tied up in 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 60, let's stop. Say, wait a second. Every Democratic member of Congress from the Philadelphia region thinks that a baby that survives an abortion is not entitled to medical attention to be kept alive. That's nuts. That's crazy. Let's highlight where they're nuts and crazy, where even people at a Wawa in Malvern would say, oh my goodness, that's horrible.
That's a great point.
We should start there.
That's the Newt Gingrich approach. Absolutely. No. We're not, you're not going to just hit me with all these weeks and all this stuff. I'm just kind of surprised at Kellyanne Conway, if that's true. And I believe it's true. I think she crafted a lot of this. Lindsey Graham is a problem, but we'll solve that later. Guy, you put up some kind of checklist, or you're writing about this for Republicans in the suburbs. What are some of the other things?
Yeah. Well, I have a column that will be featured by the end of the week in Real Clear, Pennsylvania. It was an outgrowth of a conversation I had at my reunion. I walked into my reunion and saw a friend of mine, Sal, who I hadn't seen in 30 years. And without saying hello, he looked at me and said, Guy, can you guys focus on winning, please? We can't take 4 more years. So I dedicated this column to Sal. This is the things we need to do to win, to make Sal happy. Look, step one is mail-in voting, and we've talked about it. Step two is unity. We have to welcome the soccer players. Look, on the unity thing, it's really important. It's really important because I understand, and you've talked about it on your show, and you've had guests for years now, Dom, the anger towards the left among some of the newer Republicans is only matched by their anger towards the Washington Republicans, towards whether it's McConnell or McCarthy or whoever. I understand. But 2024 is not the year to take out vengeance on any other Republican. 2024 is not the year to unify. So step one is mailing. Step two is to unify. Step three is learn from the other side. I wrote a column previously about what the other side's doing. Now I'm saying, let's go do it. I'm going to say some heresy here, but bear with me. Drop boxes. Do them, especially in rural Pennsylvania. They're not going away in the suburbs. So the Republican commissioners, Gene, Tom, Eric, the job they have is to go to the meeting and say, you want drop boxes? Fine. Then I want them in rural areas. I want them at gun clubs. I want them in Amish farms. You want 12 drop boxes? Great. Let's have 15. Let's have 16. The other thing is for your listeners to understand, Pennsylvania has 67 counties, 67 different counties. Republicans run 54 of them. Republicans run the courthouse and everything. Think of Philadelphia, but on the Republican side and 54 other places. They should put drop boxes, put them where they should go. They should open satellite offices, put them at the libraries, put them at gun clubs, put them on Amish farms. Do it. Your buddy and mine out in Montgomery County is going to drive to people's homes and fix their ballots. If he really does that, if Montgomery County really does it, then every one of the 54 Republican counties should say, hold my beer. We're going to every house and we're going to go fix the ballots. I am done sitting on the sidelines.
Right, Guy? If he says
they're
I'm
winning issues.
If he gives you an ice cream cone that we've joked about, I'm giving you an ice cream sundae.
Hey, we'll give away pierogies in northeastern Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Look, right? We cannot. We are winning the battle of ideas. You've talked. We're winning the battle of ideas. The American public is concerned about the border, about crime, about the cost of gas, about tension around the world, about crime in their own neighborhood, about parents being shut out of schools. We're winning the battle of ideas. We're losing because they're better at the game. So it's take off the glove time. Anything they do, we should do. We run 54 counties, do it. And in the suburbs, we have Republican commissioners. Let's do what we need to do to compete. Let's follow the rules, be as transparent as possible, but let's go do it. Let's not lose this race because they were better at getting more of their voters to the polls than us.
Rudy, that's it. So Friday, we'll look forward to seeing this where again, Guy?
Real Clear, Pennsylvania.
All right, Guy. Thank you. Thanks to Sal for spurring that on, too.
Amen, Sal. And shout out to St. Monica's. And don't worry, someday we'll catch up to the guys up in Grace.
I got a comment here, guys, from Mike Gibson. He runs a 6-man project, which is a great project giving basketballs to needy children. Says, Our Lady of Consolation gym at one point had steps that were inbounds and baskets were against the wall, so those half-moon backboards were nothing. Do either of you remember that?
Well, their recreation center, which had a Cinders baseball field. Cinders, Dan, you think of Cole Cinders. They had the wall was in play. You could throw it against the wall at both ends.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and there are parishes, and I'm sure you may have played in them, Dom. There are parishes that the gym is the cafeteria.
Yes.
So you had to play, and the ball would bounce off the metal screen that would come down where you would pick up your peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Look, if you can play CYO ball, you're ready for the NBA. You don't even need the G League. You go right to the NBA if you survive CYO.
Absolutely, Guy. Thank you. Thanks so much, as always.
All right.
Take care. But Dan, when I had DJ playing at his private school, barnstorming, I had to set up games. I booked 30 games one year.
Yeah.
There's one parish in the suburbs.
Were you coaching?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
They had a basket on the stage that you like a basket that you move around, a mobile basket.
Like the auditorium stage, right?
Yes, but it was on the stage and you were down below and you had to shoot up at the basket. all the things I've seen in my life, I've never had to play against that. Yeah. Bavaria Recreation Center, Dan. Imagine playing hardball and softball on cinders.
Oh,
yeah. Hey, after you
Go
do
slide
that,
on
he's
that.
right. Yeah, want to come here and play? They're the cinders.
Make a diving catch.
Yeah. 855-839-1210. All right, you get on board. Guy fired up today. He's right. So he thinks that figure is a bit better, and it might be enough. All right, I know there's still dissenting voices out there on the mail-in ballot, but I think it's changing. Coming up, Dan found this yesterday, or somebody sent it to him. I forget which. An item in the budget of Josh Shapiro last week, the political budget, that is very strange. We have to get to the bottom of why this money was spent. I even brought Roe in on this to ask, what the hell is this? We'll tell you. And your calls. By the way, the Senate cafeteria is shut down by the Gaza protesters.
Oh, no.
You know what? They're mad. They get all those free meals there, those guys.
I wonder what the Senate cafeteria features. Like, what kind of food?
I've been there.
Yeah? Do they have, like, actual, like, brands, or is it just, standard cafeteria food?
No, it's not bad. And there was a lot of different things, yeah. And guess who it was? It was Rand Paul's office, I believe we went over.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think Matt DeSantis was with me and another producer.
Ooh.
Bill. It might have been Bill and Matt. I'm pretty sure we got a tour from the Rand Paul guy. By the way, Rand Paul will be helping the cafeteria over at Zlock Performing Arts Center. Don't forget this Thursday. He's on Fox today talking about this new information. 15 government agencies and the cover-up of where COVID came from early on. His book exposes it all. The more I go back and reread, the more this just pops. Well, we'll ask him about everything that you can imagine. To get your tickets, it's easy. Just go to 1210WPHT.com. 1210WPHT.com.
It's Taco Tuesday, Dom.
Oh, that's right.
It's Carne Diablo, smoked coriander chicken's on the menu.
Oh.
Yeah. Senate bean. Ooh, the Senate bean soup. What's that supposed to be?
These guys are protesters. They don't care.
No.
They're going to get their way. They're petulant children, and they just think if they scream enough, they get locked up. It doesn't matter. They're out in 5 minutes. All right, 855-839-1210.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
Actress Jennifer Lewis predicts what will happen if Trump wins.
He will punish everybody that didn't vote for him. Let me tell y'all how I know this.
I know it because I know what mental illness looks like.
That might be the number one case of Trump derangement syndrome I've ever heard. That trumps, no pun intended, Joy Reid, Rachel Maddow, or any other person that's had a conniption fit.
I know it because I know what mental illness looks like.
Wow.
Yes, you do, ma'am.
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Stockbrokers love to paint themselves as transparent. But if you are not aware of all of the fees taken out of your portfolio, can you really trust your broker?
I am Nancy Harding. This is my husband, Robert. We joined Crash Proof in 2018.
When Wall Street hides fees, you are being lied to because they're taking part of your money that you didn't know was going to be taken. Transparency is a word that's really batted around a lot and seldom seen. Crash Proof makes their transparency obvious by recording the meetings. They're demonstrating we have nothing to hide.
All the things that were said become legally binding. Wall Street wouldn't record their meetings. They don't want whatever is said in that office to be legally binding. And so it's a little too dangerous for them to record.
Learn why recording financial meetings is the only way to guarantee legally binding transparency for your retirement future at our next event at Springfield Country Club on April 16th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Are you ready to take your business to the next level? My name is Michael Bertoni, founder and CEO of SaaS Talent and Philly 100 board member. I wanted to invite you to join the Philadelphia 100 Forum CEO community. Your key to meaningful content, peer-to-peer learning, and business opportunities. Every year, the Philadelphia 100 recognizes the region's fastest growing companies. Just go to philly100.org to learn more about becoming a member of the forum. That's philly100.org.
Hi, Stephanie from Emmons. Are you not loving your bathroom? Is the King's Throne looking a little outdated and run down? Let Emmons Design Specialists design a bathroom that you will love and one that Emmons will redo in as little as 1 day. An affordable, maintenance-free bathroom with little to no inconvenience to you and your family. With finance options available, there's really only one problem. Your bathroom will be so nice, your king may never want to come out. Call Emmons today at 856-885-6677 or visit us on our website at callemmons.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Free speech lives here.
The Dom Giordano program.
On Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the free Odyssey app.
Hey, Mickey! Now when you take me by the who's ever gonna know? Every time you move, I let a little more show.
All right, Dom Giordano show. So that I don't forget this expenditure for Josh Shapiro's finance committee. The finance find of the day, says Stephen Caruso on Twitter, Dan. Governor Josh Shapiro's campaign account spent $1,100 on Spanx last year.
Why?
No additional description of the expenditure is given. Now, everybody out there, women might know what that is. I didn't know what it is. What is Spanx?
Yeah, Spanx are the shorts that like cheerleaders wear under their skirts, or I don't know. They're kind of like biker shorts a little bit.
They're underwear of the
they're
sort,
definitely underwear. It's
Yeah.
Like a short style of underwear that are worn by athletes a lot of times. But why the heck is Josh Shapiro spending that much money on Spanx?
Well, he wanted to spend, what was it, $10,000 on his doghouse, the dog door coming in on the thing.
What's the usage of Spanx?
Yeah, well, we want to know. Philadelphia Inquirer got 1,000 people over there. Get on that. Ask Josh Shapiro.
Does Josh Shapiro have a cheerleading brigade that follows him around from event to event?
That spells out abortion.
J-O-S-H-A-O-P.
No, abortion.
Oh, I like
abortion.
that.
Abortion.
Give me an A.
Give me an A.
B.
That seems pretty chintzy, though. I don't know how many cheerleaders would be involved for $1,100.
$1,100 on Spanx.
On Spanx.
Pair of Spanx cost
probably $20.
You think so?
Yeah.
I see Spanx for $15 over here on a.
Oh, man, that's a pretty big cheerleading squad.
Yeah. So what? How much is it? 1,100.
1,100
divided by 15. That would be about 73 cheerleaders on the Josh Shapiro cheerleading troop.
All right.
That's a big troop.
Be looking for that. And also, since the spoiled brats mob, the Gaza mob, shut down the Senate cafeteria, which is the Everett Dirksen Cafe, Dan printed out some of the dishes that are there. The curry cauliflower bisque appears to be one of the soups of the day.
Do you like curry?
No, not really.
Not
I think
Indian
it's
food
overrated. Yeah. I don't see the soups are pretty. Oh, New England clam chowder.
Ooh.
Hate that. Manhattan clam chowder.
Are you kidding me? You're a Manhattan guy?
Oh, of course. Oh, that.
Just eat Maryland crab soup. It's a better version of a red, seafood soup. It's definitely New England all the way.
So they have, they call it
chicken
global.
tortilla on Friday.
Yeah, a global Chef Tom sirloin ciabatta sandwich. Ciabatta sandwich. There is
where's that one?
It's under a Thursday special.
Oh, okay.
The highlights.
Gotcha.
So I wonder if the senators were
Carlito's roasted top rounds.
Yeah, chicken fricassee.
Fricassee? How do you pronounce that one?
Thai coconut chicken, soy glazed tofu.
Oh, they got bok choy and shiitake on Thursday.
Yeah, I will have to, Dan, bring this with me on Thursday and ask Rand Paul how the food is there.
Maybe they're just protesting Taco Tuesday. It's just overdone at this point. So they're just, angry.
Or
They don't want tacos today.
There's no Gazan food. I'm sure they were saying you don't eat until people in Gaza do. They better not do it to the House. Those Democrats over there, like Madeline Dean, they're not going to put up with that. Okay. Phone lines are 855-839-1210.
Decency.
You heard Guy Shiraki. That's good stuff. Exactly what Republicans should be doing. Let me throw one more thing in here. It's only in the Wall Street Journal, but I started to see it all over the place. This woman is the author of Parenting in the Here and Now. And she has a great point in today's Wall Street Journal. Too many choices rattle young children. A 4-year-old isn't ready for autonomy. We grow into it. My friend asked her 3-year-old son, pepperoni or plain, milk or water, would you like a straw? The child burst into tears. I don't want pizza. I want juice. My friend lost her patience. Stop whining. Just eat your lunch. What parent hasn't been there? And she goes on to say, Dan, that we're giving kids too many choices. It's over choice. And a child flourishes when there's not as many choices to be made with all this stuff. I kind of agree with that. And I see a lot of people, this article's all over the place now. Small children make choices all the time to reach for a hug or turn away, to run to the slide instead of the swings. But when a young child is invited to make a choice, he's put under the spotlight of the parent's expectation what his choice will be. A little stress can make us grow. Too much causes anxiety.
If you replace parent with government there, it sounds like we're conditioning children to be communists.
A child who's constantly asked what he wants learns that wanting is important, and what he wants is paramount. A sure way to invite power
Eat this
struggles.
porridge and like it, kid.
Well, it doesn't have to be that extreme. But that's a lot of questions to the kid there. And, do you want a straw, not a straw and all? It just, by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, yeah, hey, kid, this is what you're having today. It's Taco Tuesday.
Well, that's why you give your kid a false sense of choice and you give him 2 things he's not going to want and 1 thing he will eat. So you give the chicken tenders, broccoli, and asparagus.
Okay.
They're going to choose the chicken tenders, right?
I see the Borowski method of
There you
parenting.
go,
Yeah, I wonder, parents
not a
out
parent.
there, if you notice that, though, too many choices. It's all over the place. Too many choices rattle young children. All right, let's go to.
Let's expand this to gender.
Yeah. I was going to go there at some point. That's right. We got another gender update, too. Let's go to Gary in Newtown on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Gary, welcome in.
I'm great. I mean, I loved hearing somebody like Guy Shiraki just be fired up. And I just wish we could all be fired up and actually move towards something. Like, I don't know how to convert our enthusiasm to getting it actually done.
Well, I think we talk up something like mail-in voting. If you know there's somebody reluctant to vote, they don't know if they're going to show up that day, you know them better and all that, just tell them bank your vote. So he seems to indicate, Gary, it's 2-1 or 2.5-1 there. That's within a margin of error. If the mail-in ballot is like that in Pennsylvania, we're going to win Pennsylvania. That's what it means.
I tried to use Scott Pressler's app, and maybe it's just the old man in me, but it does a lot by showing his daily activity. But there's no app that I thought I could use to canvass my neighborhood and go after the.
Okay.
There's 300 folks in our neighborhood. I don't know. Is there some other resource other than him that that we can find out and do the knocking? Because I'll knock. I don't want to knock on somebody's door that doesn't want to see me.
Not that I know of. We'll have him back soon, so there's time.
Okay, good.
I don't think the Republicans are kind of doing it on their own. They don't seem to get people involved in the way that he does, but we'll keep our eye out. So, what's the sign of the apocalypse, Gary?
My sign of the apocalypse is that you announce a speaker series with Joe of Exton when he finally comes out and offers his not one book, the 10 books that we don't know about.
I'm in life for the fun of it. Who loves you, baby?
Thank you, Gary. All right. So, sign of the apocalypse, a fun sign of the apocalypse. The big story today is that Biden pushing more of a $146 billion student loan bailout program. And I told you we started the show off by talking about the vice president coming to Philadelphia. And their star was a woman who is a child social care worker with $300,000 in loans that they say they forgave. She can get a house now. And we still haven't figured out how would she get $300,000 in loans. It's got to be a lot of stops and starts and going to different schools and just idiocy to end up with that. $300,000 in student loan debt. All right, get in now at 855-839-1210.
Are you concerned about your child struggling in school? Do they need more of a challenge? Now's the time to make the call to Kathy Ganna and New Hope Academy in Yardley and Doylestown at 800-300-0003. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever by helping them now. For over 3 decades, New Hope Academy founder Kathy Ganna, a pioneering educator and entrepreneur who created the NHA model, has been utilizing state-of-the-art solutions to uncover ways where your child could avoid struggling and succeed. At New Hope Academy, there's a student-teacher ratio of 2 to 1, allowing for students to deal with many disorders, including high anxiety, social, and emotional, and including bipolar. Do not wait. Remember, only the best teachers can work at NHA. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. 90% of NHA graduates pursue a college education. Call Kathy today at 800-300-0003. Online, newhopeacademy.net. Call New Hope Academy today.
Do you have shoeboxes full of photos? Today only, radio listeners get VIP access to the new Photo Legacy Box. Get your family's photos professionally scanned for as low as 7 cents, which is 76% less than what other brands charge. As the world's largest digitizer, you know you can trust Legacy Box to digitize your entire collection of 4x6 photos. Everything from the embarrassing haircut you had in the 90s to photos of your great-grandma's wedding. Visit legacybox.com/value to get 200 photos scanned starting at just $19.95. Oh, and don't forget, Legacy Box also digitizes over 15 other types of analog media, so you can get your favorite memories on VHS or grandpa's film reels from the 40s digitized too. Take advantage of this exclusive offer on the new Photo Legacy Box today and preserve your past for as low as 7 cents. Go to legacybox.com/value. That's legacybox.com/value.
In these unusual economic times, do you wonder what to do with your money? If you have questions about retirement planning, IRAs, 401ks, tax planning, or any other type of question, then listen to The Heart of Your Money. Heard every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, featuring noted author and financial expert Joe Yakovich. The Heart of Your Money will focus on you, your family, and the best ways for you to navigate your financial portfolio. That's every Sunday, 9 to 10 a.m., The Heart of Your Money with Joe Yakovich, here on Talk Radio 1210. Joe Yakovich is registered with, and securities and investment advisory services are offered through Brokers International Financial Services, LLC. Member SIPC. Brokers International Financial Services, LLC is not an affiliated company.
It's a Joe Conklin Comedy Show fundraiser at the Church of the Incarnation in Mantua, New Jersey.
We're raising money to send altar server Christina McNasby to the shrine at Lourdes in France.
She's such an inspiration to everyone in the parish. But when I hear her story and when I hear about all the surgeries that she went through, and my heart really goes out for her.
This is why we're going to send her over to Lourdes, because we're hoping for a miracle.
The Benefit Comedy Show for Christina McNasby, Saturday, April 20th. Get tickets at joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com!
My kitchen is the heart of my home. Dawn Stensland here. If your kitchen or bath is outdated, you need Kitchen Magic. Yeah, they're local in Pennsylvania. They have an experienced team which has transformed more than 60,000 spaces. A dedicated design consultant works with you on your choices for refacing, custom cabinets, backsplash counters, and tub shower conversion. Right now, they're offering 12 months, no payments, no interest financing, and 10% off your remodel. Visit kitchenmagic.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage.
Navage, available at Navage.com.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
All right, maybe the out of touch bubble line of the day. Dan, you'll find it on Breitbart, the sound of it. AOC on Colbert last night. We had one cut of her doubling down on the Russian propaganda. I mean, I thought the show was supposed to be entertainment, but AOC last night with Colbert said, think about it. I don't know if she called him Stephen. You can call the great man that.
Steve.
That with the student loan debt forgiveness that Biden was doing yesterday and today with Harris, I've told you about it here in Philadelphia, now these people will be able to travel abroad. Travel abroad. Now think about that, Dan. People listening right now paying for this. That's what she's pitching. Now, not that I don't think travel's great whenever you can do it, when you get to a place in life where you can afford it. Or, you know, if you go off on your, I mean, I've done it both ways. First times I did it was pretty cheap on my own versus now. But pitching student loan debt, telling Colbert last night, with this being forgiven, now they can travel abroad. Here's what she told Stephen Colbert.
That you personally worked on, right?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So there are over 40 million student loan borrowers in the United States. Today, President Biden just unveiled a plan to offer relief in some way, shape, or form, either complete or partial, to 30 million of them. 30 million student loan borrowers are going to start seeing relief.
Just because I know how recently this was you, are you one of the people who will benefit from this program?
Now, I don't think I will be. Actually, I'm going to be one of the few that doesn't. I'm a member of Congress. I'm a little bit outside the threshold and bounds. But if I wasn't, you know, just a few years ago, waitress me 5 years ago would have benefited from it. Congresswoman me will not, but that's okay. I'll take the knock if it means that that people can get relief. And, you know, this is huge. This is people getting the student loan forgiveness, their student loans canceled. It means that, you know, it's hope to buy a house or have a kid or travel abroad or maybe even go back to school.
Oh, go back to school, Dan. Even worse. For more of this, you moron. To travel abroad. How about shutting up with that? Oh, and if they don't want to have a kid, we're working on that too, big time, right up until the end. And it might be a decision right there at the end, you know? We're abortion all over the place. To travel abroad. And he's in a bubble. The audience like seals clapping for this. They're paying for it. Well, it's just forgiven. Nobody has to pay for it. Really? So you'll be able to travel abroad. Even she's got to think, watching that. Do you have any sensibility to that? You're trying to pitch this program. The house thing is a good thing, but I would counter with, what about all those who didn't go to college and or paid it off responsibly and are on the cusp of trying to get a house? What do you say to them? This has been asked. They don't say anything to them because this is their audience. This is the vote they have to buy. Like this woman who's a public servant here in Philadelphia, according to Vice President Harris yesterday, and it was $300,000, $300,000 in student loan debt that was, quote, forgiven. So all the small business people listening, everybody out there that works for how are they in public service? What public service is provided by any number of these people? Again, you know, my first profession was teaching. Is that a bigger public service than somebody who opens a small business, creates commerce, fills a need in a neighborhood, and creates jobs? Which one is more of a public servant? At least it's a tie. What are they getting? What's the benefit for giving to them? Nothing. If you're in a state like Pennsylvania, they'll drive you out of business. Tom Wolfe. 855-839-1210. You can hit us with that. Here's a little bit more talking about Russian propaganda. and this is supposed to be an entertainment show. I know what it is. It's like Howard Stern. Colbert and these guys think they're better than that. They're smarter. They're providing the public with something that is elevated. That
Ooh, are
you
they
don't.
public servants?
They're public servants. Stephen
Oh.
Colbert doesn't get paid
Man,
enough.
Yeah.
Here's a little
We're
bit
getting those
more
student loans.
with AOC babbling on about Russian propaganda.
Republican Congressman Mike Turner and Michael McCall said that Russian propaganda has infected the Republican Party's base, and the Republicans in Congress were repeating Russian propaganda on the House floor. Can I get a witness? Have you seen this? And what do you make of that kind of self-accusation?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you turn on any House oversight hearing in the last year, you will see Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and all these folks engaged in wildly propagandistic rhetoric. And I mean, even let's just rewind.
Maybe they should travel abroad.
We just went through an impeachment attempt on the president of the United States that was started with a source that Republicans used that was in communication with Russian intelligence. So you have not just the bottom bench here, you have the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, Representative Comer, take quote unquote evidence and account from someone who was working with the Russian intelligence and tried to impeach and remove the president of the United States over it.
Shocking. How about the Steele dossier, honey? 855-839-1210. You get on board. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, all you have to do is just push pound 1210 and we'll get you in. Dan Time with Dom next. Jeff and Drew at 2. And Rand Paul, 7 p.m. this Thursday. It's going to be a spectacular night. As I said, big story today, 15 agencies, new information. The cover-up that he talks about in his book just coming out today, what the government was involved in, and even vaccine injuries, what they were involved in covering up. We'll get into all of it with Rand Paul. Big hour and 15 minutes. Get your tickets at 1210WPHT.com. Hey, if you're dealing with inflammation or stiff joints, then Glyco Plus from Rescue Natural Supplements can be your ticket to a healthier spring. Glyco features a unique blend of green lip muscle complex and UCT collagen, specifically designed to support joint health. Collagen, a vital component of joint cartilage, plays a crucial role in maintaining strength and flexibility. And right now, Rescue Glyco Plus is buy one, get one free for anyone with our exclusive radio code. Just use the code RELIEF to double up your order for free. Again, that's RELIEF. Call him today at 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Speak to a knowledgeable rescue product consultant. You can also use the code online when you visit res-q.com. res-q.com. Get back into action with less pain, more comfort. Again, use that code RELIEF to buy one, get one free on Rescue Glyco Plus. Hi, this is Dom Giordano. We told you about it. It's here, our first ever Politics and Pints. It kicks off April 11th, the Zlock Performing Arts Center on the campus of Bucks County Community College. With who else? Dr. Rand Paul. The book, The Great COVID Cover-Up. This is speaker series with a bar. That's right, beer, wine, cocktails. Do not be shut out. What a night this will be. Tickets, 1210WPHT.com. Go to 1210WPHT.com.
I like to be active. And as you get older, I know it because I am older. You're more prone to injury, and I could not get rid of the pain.
QC Kinetics patient Diane Richardson talking about how a hiking injury left her in awful pain.
No one wants to live in pain. I certainly don't want to live in pain. I don't have time for pain.
Diane had heard about regenerative medicine, so she called QC Kinetics and started treatment right away. And the results were incredible.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using natural biologics, healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. There's no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
The result was phenomenal. I mean, I was not feeling any pain. I'm able to do everything that I want to do.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, this may be the solution you're looking for. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
It was a game changer.
Call QC Kinetics, 215-999-3000. That's 215-999-3000. 215-999-3000.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, Mount Laurel. We know your favorite station is WPHT. Tell your smart speaker to play 1210 WPHT.
They're running a strange program, y'all.
It's Dan time
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says.
with Dom.
That's right. It's that time of the afternoon. Producer Dan takes over the Dom Giordano program for some Dan Time with Dom. And Dom, we're talking a little bit about Russia, but in the news today is Chechnya. We all know about Chechnya, the Russian Republic. They've banned music, Dom, of a certain speed. So if it's slower than a certain beat per minute or faster than a beat per minute, they're criminalizing many genres, saying that they want to conform to the Chechen mentality and sense of rhythm. So songs like Little Wing Behind Us by Stevie Ray Vaughan or the great Jimi Hendrix is officially banned from the Republic of Chechnya.
That might be a side question someday. What music should we diminish or ban?
Oh yeah, what's a particular song that we should ban? I like that.
Dominic the Donkey.
Oh, that's
God.
yeah.
Oh God.
Can you put that on the list? We got to do that one soon. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Put that down because we're booked for tomorrow and Thursday, but Friday.
Yeah.
Dominic the Donkey. Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking about Russia, you got that Russian event coming up with Rand Paul on Thursday, Dom. I'm very excited for
that's
that.
right. The Russian national anthem will be played.
Yeah, that's how I will introduce Rand.
I think Nick Cale could pull off a little bit of a Lenin look, Dan. He's going to be introducing us. A little goatee, I think he could do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe a little curly mustache?
Yeah, exactly.
Will you grow some facial hair? I know you can grow a full beard by Thursday. I've heard that you have very fast-growing facial. You got to shave your 5 o'clock shadow at 4:30.
Yes. Well, really, right after the show, it's a ritual. Yes.
Do you really go home and shave?
I sometimes do. I find it refreshing at the end of the day.
You know, Howard Stern, after each show, would actually go back and nap. And we'd have to stay quiet in the office.
Oh, my God. This guy. Can you imagine?
Instead of staying quiet, we just hear the buzzing of a razor here at the Dom show.
Yeah, exactly.
So we asked on Twitter, Dom, earlier in the show, what's the better chowder? Because you came out in support of Manhattan clam chowder, and you are getting blasted right now, Dom.
Of course. These people are just
78% for New England clam chowder.
Oh, God.
And more updates regarding the show on Twitter. Fishapine, Leslie, I told her to call in. She didn't. Come on, Les. She writes, oh my gosh, I'm laughing so hard. Dom and Dan, Spanx are a modern day girdle. Not always or nothing to do with shorts or whatever these cheerleaders wear.
Said.
Ro must be dying with laughter as well.
That's what she said. She said something like that. She wouldn't wear it. But yeah. All right. So then why is Josh Shapiro? Wait a minute, Dan.
The question still stands.
We got something here. Why is he putting women in girdles? That's not empowering, making women have to wear girdles. $1,100. How many girdles does this guy need?
Well, I guess it's a common thing that's worn to, make a female look a little bit slimmer.
Yes.
Do you think Josh Shapiro himself is wearing Spanx?
Maybe all of his government officials are wearing Spanx. I think that ought to be a question that should be asked. $1,100.
And final tweet from today, Hassan Ben Sober asked, can we please use a voice processor when we play Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez clips? We'll consider that in the near future. Someone that also needs a voice processor, Dom, though, The View. Sonny Hostin connecting climate change to yesterday's eclipse. Take a listen.
Those things together would maybe lead one to believe that, either climate change exists or something is returning.
Earthquakes are not at the mercy of climate change. It's underground. It can't.
It happens, and the eclipse. They've known about the eclipse coming because eclipses happen, and they actually can say when these things are going to happen.
Dom.
Whoopi Goldberg, and we have it, Dan. I'm not going to play it now.
No, I wanted you to set it up.
Yeah,
we could play it here.
abortion. Okay, yeah, thank you. We'll play it now. Abortion at any point doesn't violate what Whoopi says is the Big Ten, meaning the 10 Commandments. Some of her colleagues try to tell her there might be a commandment around this. Here's what she said.
And listen at the end, the awkwardness of changing the subject. Take a listen.
50 weeks, 75,000 weeks, whatever, how many weeks. It's nobody's business. It's you, your doctor, and God. That's who you have to be conversational to. And it's not mentioned in the Big Ten. I'm just going to say. No. In the Big Ten, it is not mentioned.
The commandments?
Yeah. Because I figured God was pretty clear. Here's the stuff that'll make your life better on earth. Here's the thing. Don't lie, because you don't want people lying to you. Don't mess with somebody's wife, because you're going to be mad if they're messing with yours. Just,
there's a really big one that she's missing here, Don.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Send stuff.
Say, thou shalt not kill.
They believe that.
Yes, well, here's the thing.
Here's the thing, Don.
I think thou shalt not kill.
Oh, no.
Cannot be used as the block, because we allow wars all the time.
Yes, we do.
Crusades were about all these things.
I'm going to stop. I just want your quick comments before we continue there.
How many times, even with these morons, one of whom allegedly is a lawyer, Dan, we talk about life and we talk about innocent life. And we talk about capital punishment that is not innocent life. And we talk about wars. So Whoopi, I guess
justifying
we would not have been involved in stopping Hitler. We would have said, no, that would violate one of the Big Ten.
Yes. So there is some conversation to be had here. So you can either thou shalt not kill for everybody.
Yes.
And everything.
And everything. Or we have to talk about all the things that you and I need to do. And I have to, I need to give you time to do this.
I have a legal note.
Keep a straight face.
Oh.
Trump has denied any wrongdoing and has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
They work Trump in the middle of the 10 Commandments.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
All right. Jeff Van Drew is in the on-deck circle. We saw this, Dan, and he's willing to talk about it. He's on with Arthel Neville on Sunday on Fox News Channel. And she goes after him, saying if Trump loses, then the election is fixed, right? That's what you're saying, Jeff. If he wins, then it's okay. We'll break that down and a couple of other things. And what the heck's going on with the Senate cafeteria today? All right, 855-839-1210. You get in. Don't forget Rand Paul coming our way. He's going to be a fabulous kickoff. The speaker series back. COVID couldn't stop us. We're out of it now. Tickets 1210 WPHT.com. Big 2 o'clock hour.
Are you still holding on to that winter weight? Time to shed that fat and get ready for the warmer weather of spring with NJ Diet. For over a decade, they've helped thousands of people lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. That's nearly twice as fast as weight loss injections and without any of those nasty side effects. NJ Diet uses your hair and saliva along with scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements to get you to shed that fat quickly. Then NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help you keep the weight off. You are fully supervised the entire time to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. And you even get the doctor's personal email and phone number. Locations in King of Prussia, Cherry Hill, and Newark, Delaware, or available from home with live online consultations. Call 855-5NJ-DIET, 855-5NJ-DIET, or schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. Get slimmer before this summer with njdiet.com.
Dawn Stensland here for Anderson Mechanical Corporation. AMC, they're the people to trust to keep your home comfortable. The owners are great guys. Carrie and Bill take pride in doing things the right way, and that includes finding the best and most cost-effective solutions. Their experienced professional team will treat your home as if it's their own home. Prepare your AC for hot weather by taking advantage of their spring tune-up special. Visit amcontheweb.com, AMC see on the web.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Turnersville.Jeep.com is your zero-down Jeep and Ram headquarters. Come into Turnersville and get up to 20% off select Jeeps and Rams. That equates to over $18,000 in savings on select models. We have over 300 vehicles available for immediate delivery. Turnersville.Jeep.com, located on Route 42 in Turnersville. Drive a little, save a lot at Turnersville.Jeep.com. That's Turnersville.Jeep.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
225,000 child care workers, child care working centers open, giving parents an opportunity to get back to work. Well, I tell you what, you want to come make a speech or shush up, okay?
Unbelievable. The master of the one-liner, Dan. That's how you do it with hecklers. You shush up. I took the small steps today to get on the plane, and I feel good. All right. I was watching it. He almost fell down yesterday on it. By the way, another shot. Arizona today revived a 160-year-old law saying that abortion, except for the life of the mother, is not permitted in Arizona. Oh, God. But there are 2 weeks more for legal arguments. Just when Trump diffuses it a bit yesterday, I believe. Here's Arizona again. This is almost as bad as the IVF thing. 160-year-old law, they say, still takes precedent. So that would mean the assembly now has to get busy, as they did in Alabama, and overturn that. It's shocking, but it's happened. All right, let's go to Congressman Jeff Van Drew, who I saw a clip of him I couldn't believe on Fox News Channel. I was talking about it with Dan yesterday. That was ridiculous from the moderator, accusing him of the sin of wanting it both ways on election integrity. The congressman joins us here on Talk Radio 1210. Congressman, watching you on Sunday, I was kind of surprised. How about you?
You know what? I'm surprised in one sense, but not really. I kind of expect anything. And you know what? My chief of staff and my political director were aggravated about it, but I said, it's good. It keeps me on my toes. So I don't worry. I'm willing to go and speak against anybody about anything at any time.
Well, I admire that, but it was surprising. I haven't seen that moderator on Fox do that before. But the gist of it was, and I wanted you to have a chance to articulate it in the proper manner, the claim that if Trump wins, then the election integrity is okay. If he loses, then it's not. That's what was thrown back at you.
And of course, that's not what I said. Number one, Trump's going to win. That's all I'm thinking about. It is all, quite frankly, that the Republican Party, including my colleagues in the House of Representatives, should think about. I'm focused on one thing, making sure that Donald Trump is our next president, making sure that we get a good majority, a solid majority in the House of Representatives, get a new majority of conservatives in the Senate, and that we close our borders, fix our economy, fix our foreign policy. Now, as far as elections, the concern shouldn't be about individuals who are concerned about election integrity. We all are. If you are a good American, you're concerned about election integrity. The concern should be really about the desperate politicians who are willing to, do anything they can with the system in order to assure that they win, and other desperate politicians who are willing to weaponize and, politicize our judicial system to go after those who would simply ask questions about the integrity of the system. Now, what I said that day, and I'll say again, is I will accept any election result anywhere in the world, quite frankly, if it is fair and free. And we had concerns in 2020, and, there are concerns around the world. So, I wish I had the chance to say to ourselves, but we only had so much time. No, I don't accept, for example, Vladimir Putin's election. It was an election. They had results. It was not fair. It was not free. In America, we've always had fair and free elections, and we have to do everything we can, Dom, to ensure that we continue that process.
The president yesterday was one of his better moments, I think best moments, and rather than a written statement articulating his stance on abortion that he had promised. And we've talked to several people about it. They kind of agreed with me. This was exactly what Republicans should be doing and not getting bogged down with this national ban. That flies in the face of what we've always said about Roe v. Wade. The objection was not only bad law, but this should be settled by state legislatures. Can't turn around and say national ban at this point. So give me your analysis. Break down what you saw the president doing there.
No, the president did what was exactly right. And, just for folks that are listening, I think the world of President Trump, he's a friend of mine. I talk to him at least once a week. However, there are times that we disagree. This is a time where I'm in lockstep with him on that. He said the exact right words. This is a state-by-state issue, just as very liberal Ruth Bader Ginsburg found real issues with Roe versus Wade, and others that are even on the left, if they're being true constitutionalists, do as well. State by state has to figure this out. Do we believe in certain things? Let me tell you my position. And I don't want to get bogged down in this either, but I believe that I'm pro-life. There's no question. However, I believe there's areas where we can come together. We can all come together. That third trimester abortions are wrong. Abortion to the moment of birth is wrong, and that's what the Democrats want, and that's wrong. We also can believe in exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. We can also agree that in vitro fertilization is something that is protected, and it's a beautiful thing when you give, couples a chance to have children that just biologically couldn't through no fault of their own. Finally, I think that we should, and again, I think anybody can agree with this. When young, scared women are in college or working or whatever they're doing, they only hear the one side, that you must get an abortion if you think you can't handle this. And I think it's only fair to say they should hear from both sides. I'm not even saying to squelch the pro-abortion Democrats, but they also should hear from the pregnancy centers, which have gone through hell to just exist, where they learn about people who are willing to help them financially, spiritually, mentally, socially, with whatever they need. They're really good people in those pregnancy centers, not cranky old men, just young women who are willing to work with anybody. I was so impressed. I visited a number of them. And also, what they say is, and it's true, if even the woman gets the abortion and then is upset afterward, they welcome her back to try to help her through that mentally because it's a tough thing. That's my position. My political position is also, Dom, let's cut it out. Let's stop talking about vacating the speaker. Let's stop talking about, these abortion issues and just follow the president's lead. Let's talk about what's happening in our country, and let's make sure that we're doing two things. Actually, one thing, winning. That's all I'm about right now is winning. This is not about saving the Republican Party. It is about saving the Republic.
Well put. Well put. Rand Paul is going to be our special guest for our speaker series. Well, I have a bourbon question for you since the last time we talked, since he has a bourbon trail. But before that, I'm watching him on Fox right now. He has been tweeting since this morning about this new information 15 federal agencies knew about the Wuhan lab project, yet covered it up. If we can't, on COVID, ever get to the point of establishing that with all the evidence we have and the connection to Fauci, then we're always going to worry moving forward. He claims they're doing gain of function now. Any sense of what the House is doing, at least to determine that they're still doing gain of function at different places in the world?
Well, and this is something that is being looked into. The problem with the House, and that's why I say winning is so important. Dom, I want everybody to understand when we argue with each other, when we don't focus, if we lose the majority in the House and don't gain the presidency and the majority in the Senate, you know what? You can scream, in the wilderness all you want. You can be so pure and perfect. Man, you're not going to have any effect. And this stuff's going to continue and it will get worse. I remember that so well because I remember that, I did go to medical school, dental school. I did learn a good deal about this stuff. Our background's pretty much the same as pre-med. And I have to tell you that it seemed weird to me. This came from a wet meat market, from a bat, and it was just, I don't know, weird. And so I said it was weird and I wanted proof and I wanted more information. Oh my God, I was a weirdo. I was anti-science, and a thousand other things. And the truth is, it's come out now. We basically know from anybody who's objective that this wasn't from the wet meat market, that this was manufactured, and why? Why? God damn it! Excuse me, but why are we funding it? Why are we funding it? Why am I taking the tax dollars from the men and women breaking them back in this country to fund stuff that ultimately hurts it? That's why, unless there's real FISA reform, the FISA bill is going to come up. I'm not voting for it unless we have real reform with search warrants. And, without search warrants being in place for this information, I'm not voting for FISA. And when they say they can self-police these three-letter agencies, they cannot. We've proven this over and over again. The majority of men and women who work in them are good, but often people get to the very top who aren't doing the right thing. And if you're too conservative, or for a matter of fact, too liberal, or too anti-this, or pro-this, or like Trump, or like somebody else, there's a chance that you're going to be investigated. So we have to get on the beam. It's another thing and another reason why we need stronger majorities.
Absolutely. Parting area, we talked about bourbon tasting and all that. As I said, Rand Paul was on with us the other day. We did not know Kentucky had bourbon trails, like wine trails and stuff like this.
Well, you can't be from Kentucky and not like bourbon.
Well, let me say this. I love Scotch. I love I love all kinds of Scotch, and I'm not being bougie or highfalutin here, but if I have my choice and somebody wants to be good to me and they get me a Scotch with a sherry finish or a port finish, which means it was aged in those casks, I love it. Now, bourbon is probably my second favorite of the distilled liquor, and still glad to have it. And there's a lot of nice bourbons out there. So either one of those are great, and they're very enjoyable.
We're taking notes on this, Dan. Is that in the budget to send a cast of that Scotch with the port cherry and all that stuff to Congressman
I don't know,
Van
but
Drew?
what needs to happen is we need to get together with Johnny Z down at Mulligan's.
Yeah,
and get
exactly.
Jeff down there
Right. In your
because it
district.
seems like you actually know what you're talking about when it comes to whiskey. I'd love for you to have 4 or 5 whiskeys in front of you, give a tasting analysis, something like that. And have you out there meeting the voters.
You really can tell. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. Like, for example, I like wine a little bit, not a great wine drinker, but I have friends that love it, and they'll say, "Can you taste this in the?" Sometimes I can't. I'll be honest with you. In the scotches, certain scotches, I really can tell. Just to impress you guys, one time I was out at a restaurant, and I did order a Macallan. I was with my chief of staff and political director. I get it neat, and they bring it over. I just looked at it, and I could tell from the color. I said, "That's not Macallan." And they said, "Oh, no, it is." I said, "Nope, it's not. Go and check." Sure enough, and I wasn't trying to be a jackass, but, sure enough, they went and checked and said, "You know what? You're right, Congressman. It's not." Sometimes there are certain things you can tell, but I love them all, and there's nothing wrong with the good doers. I have it all the time. And no, you can't send me any scotch because I'm an elected congressman, and I wouldn't want anybody to ever say anything other than our friendship.
I got to ask, though, Jeff, the Macallan shot that they tried selling you, non-Macallan, was it like $40-$50? Like more? How much was that?
No, it wasn't. And I'm pretty hesitant before I'll spend that much. If you get a Macallan neat, unless you're getting the 18 or the 25 year, or you can even do more. But if you're just getting it neat, you'll spend $15, $18 depending on where you go. It's not that much now. You can get into Macallans that are thousands of dollars a bottle. I was just born and bred too basic a person to. I just can't do it. I would feel so guilty opening one of those up and drinking one of them. Now,
wait a minute now. Suppose it's like 2:00 in the morning. President Trump has won. We've won the Senate, and we picked up 15 seats in the House. It's got to be a Macallan.
I have a suggestion for the congressman.
Yeah.
You got Macallan, the Genesis Lalique Decanter 72-year-old whiskey. It's only $169,000 for the bottle.
And that would be worth it.
There you go. No, I'm not. Absolutely. And one last quick story. So I used to like something. I still do. They don't make it anymore in Macallan. It's called cask strength, which means it comes directly from the cask, basically into the bottle. It's not chill filtered. It's not cold filtered, which means it's got even a higher. I think it's like instead of 48 proof, it's like 60 proof or whatever. It's strong stuff. I bought a couple of bottles. Actually, I bought 3 bottles. I drank one eventually. The 2 other bottles are still sitting there. And because they don't make it anymore, every year that goes by, and I think about opening it, I won't, because they are now worth about $1,500 a bottle. I bought them for $50. So,
election night and election win. I think you should consider it. It'd be good luck to do that. Absolutely. Congressman, thank you. Thanks as always for the update.
Real quick, if we do what I want us to do on election night, I'll buy you all a Macallan.
All right. Write that down. Thank you, Congressman.
Take care.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew here on Talk Radio 1210.
A lot of whiskey talk.
A lot of whiskey talk with Rand Paul and the Bourbon Trails and all that. Remember, Senator Paul. It's going to be right in the news as we're talking here. 15 government agencies, new information, new report, the cover-up of the origin of COVID, among other things. We'll get into all that. Also talk about him, VP choice, and just he's involved in a lot of stuff. So tickets, 1210WPHT.com. But right now, it is time for...
It's Dom's Money Melody.
That's right. We're playing today for a pair of tickets to see the bluegrass band Shadowgrass, April 28th at the Zlock Performing Arts Center. That's where Dan and I and Rand Paul will be on Thursday night on the campus of Bucks County Community College, Newtown, Pennsylvania. For tickets, more information, visit bucks.edu/tickets. Dan?
It's been a very fun show today, Dom, so I thought I'd continue the fun with what's been a very welcomed new addition to Money Melody, that being playing a song that's very popular in English and asking which language it's being sung in. I know how much you love this, Dom. So
Oh,
today we're playing a song that was stuck in my mind all day yesterday. I couldn't get it out of my mind because of that dang eclipse. So we're going to hear this song, very popular. Don't want the name of the song. I don't want the original artist. I want to know, Dom, what language you hear here this song being covered in. So take a listen. I want to know the language today. Here you go.
Messze szálló őszi ködökben ott a rád hullís a földön semmit tavaszi fény. Látod újra visszavág az igazi párod, végül átragyog a mosolyod rád.
Any ideas?
No, this might be fairly tough, I think.
I'll give a clue.
Yes.
A clue being that I often talk about my Polish heritage, but this makes up my other half.
Aha.
Yeah.
All right, 855-839-1210. You got a line. Get in now, and you're off to the Zlock Performing Arts Center. 855-839-1210.
Mennyi kúsza színes álmod kísér a bánat, olyan szintelen lett ez a világ. Mennyi csillag ringadoz a mosolyod.
Crash Proof Retirement is taking an aggressive, bold step, becoming the very first firm in history to record and store all financial meetings. This unprecedented initiative documents that at Crash Proof Retirement, fiduciary responsibility is not just something we say, it's a legally binding guarantee that we've always delivered to the Philadelphia region.
Savannah McHugh from Lansdale, Montgomery County. Wall Street will tell you they're looking out for your best interest. They say that fiduciary thing, and then it goes out the window. Crash Proof is saying, not only are we saying it to you, but we're going to put it on film. There's no shadow over anything that they do. That's the difference. Crash Proof Retirement has taken the time to show that they care so that we can go home, go to sleep, and not have to worry about it.
Learn why recording all financial meetings validates Crash Proof Retirement's fiduciary responsibility at the next educational event at Springfield Country Club on April 16th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Join the Delaware County Link to Aging and Disability Resources for a Wills and End-of-Life Planning information session featuring guest elder law estate planning and real estate specialist Dana Breslin of Breslin, Murphy & Roberts and other legal professionals to present and assist with the first steps of creating wills and estate planning. And for Q&A sessions, the event will take place at Redwood Community Center on April 29th from 1:30 p.m. till 3 p.m. Call 610-499-1978 to register today.
Hi, everyone. Stephanie here from Emmons. You know, a great way to spring out of those winter blues is by upgrading the favorite place in your home, your bathroom. Emmons will give you an affordable, modest bathroom refresh with synthetic stone surrounds in as little as 1 day. That's right, 1 day. And Emmons will include interior design consultations at no cost to you. This is an easy way to spruce up your bathroom without having to break the bank. Call Emmons today at 856-885-6677 or check out our website at callemmons.com.
Get ready to hit it out of the park every time you fire up the grill this spring with Hatfield. Swing into action with Hatfield's variety of marinated pork, ground pork and sausage, ham, bacon, and your favorite Hatfield Phillies Franks. With over 24 distinct flavors that can be ready in minutes, Hatfield pork is food you'll feel good about serving. From home or at the ballpark, find your flavor with Hatfield, the official pork provider of the Phillies. Visit simplyhatfield.com for recipes and to find a retailer near you.
There's breaking news all day long from around the world, and sometimes all that noise makes it hard to hear about what's happening right here at home. With the free Odyssey app, getting your local news plus breaking news is easy. And even when you're not near a radio, stay connected with what's going on right here by listening live and push alerts. Just download the free Odyssey app and search and follow your local news station, and you're good to go. The local breaking news to get you through your day at your fingertips on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's also what a lot of us lack in our basement or garage. By switching to a Navien tankless water heater, not only will you have all the hot water you need whenever you need it, but you'll gain storage area as well. Maybe a place to display your space collectibles. Highly logical. Learn about Navien's series of high-efficiency tankless water heaters and how they don't just save space, but save dollars on your utility bills too. For more, go to tanklessmadesimple.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out?
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
Free speech lives here with Don Stenslin weekdays 10 till noon. Talk Radio 1210. WPHT.
It's the Money Melody.
Where's all the money gone?
Show me the money.
That's exactly right. All right, it's one of those language moments here. Listen to the clue and tell us what language we're hearing this song sung in. Sounds like AOC.
Beautiful, my heart.
AOC in a foreign
yearns
language.
for my
here.
homeland.
Let's go to Jim in Drexel Hill. Jim, good afternoon. What's that language?
Good afternoon, Don. I thought it was Russian, but I'm guessing Hungarian.
It is Hungarian. That has goulash all over it. That is goulashed up. Let's name
Really?
some. I'll put you on
Wow,
hold, Jim. I'll name some famous Hungarians. The Gabor sisters. Dan Borowski.
Yeah.
Orban. I'm running out after that with Hungary.
Well, my first clue is going to be it's the home of the founder of the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, he is Hungarian.
Also, the noiseless match.
And Dan,
I didn't
did
know
you
matches
remember
made
one of
noises
my
at
many
one point.
stories? If I hit my head like basketball, I once ran into an open window, like the point of the window. They
Mhm.
had open windows out playing basketball.
That explains a lot.
Yes. I would just say to myself, I haven't lost anything if I can remember this. The river. In one side of the river in Hungary, the capital is Budapest. Buda on one side, Pest the other. If I remembered that, everything was okay. There you go.
Great
Just write
litmus
that
test
one
you got
down.
there.
And if you ever run into a window, you want to know if you're okay, there you go.
Other cool facts I had prepared in my pocket for
Yes.
not the first caller to win. I'm surprised about that, but also double the amount of letters in the alphabet in Hungary, making it known
52 letters?
as no more than that, or less than that, 44 letters.
Oh,
so almost double, but 44 letters in the alphabet, making it one of the hardest languages to learn, which is why you got such smart Alex like the Rubik's Cube founder, and they have more Nobel Prize winners than Japan, China, India, Australia, Spain, with 13 Hungarians. That's one of the
I
Nobel
find
Prize.
that hard to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and finally, final clue is going to be the easiest one: the former Eastern Bloc country.
Yes.
You know,
All
we gotta
right.
bring it back to Russia.
Hungary, Budapest. Remember that. Write that one down. Okay. The abortion wars are continuing. This is called working the refs. If you don't know that sports thing, it means you're not screaming at the ref, but you're on the side when they walk up and down. Watch Borowski's holding my pants. It's a problem there. Watch that 3 seconds in the
holding your
lane,
pants?
ref. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Watch that. The Biden people all over USA Today, Dan, they made them change their headline on what Trump did yesterday. The Biden people on a press call, they said one particularly egregiously false headline said that Trump opposes a national abortion ban and will leave it up to the will of the people. They called out USA Today on that headline. And we know people, particularly USA Today, they read headlines. Hours later, they revised it and it reads, Donald Trump says states should decide abortion policy, avoids talk of a national ban. Wait a minute. How about if we settle on a compromise, USA Today? Just say Donald Trump says states should decide abortion policy. I mean, he left the talk out of a million other things. Does he have to talk about the ban there? But wasn't that the supposition from it? This is the media edge. This is particularly on this issue. And now it was the Alabama Supreme Court a month or so ago on the IVF. Now it's the Arizona Supreme Court saying a 160-year-old law takes precedence over current law, which recognizes a abortion ban after 15 weeks. And the only thing you can get an abortion in Arizona under this 160-year-old law is life of the mother. Here we go. And this is a swing state, which I think that Trump was, by most polling, moving forward on pretty solidly. It's just stunning. But USA Today, they could have said, hey, we'll take that under advisement. Dan, this is like the ref going right down the lane. Yep, Borowski, holds. Yep, Borowski, 3 seconds in the lane. I mean, it's working the refs. They changed the headline. And that's what people read, the headline, particularly with USA Today. So we know this media bias. We know this going in. And I Dan, have to admit, if we get her on, by all accounts, Kellyanne Conway wanted Trump to be talking about a 15-week national ban as the sweet spot. I just think she was the genius of 2016. With all due respect, she's flat out wrong on this. He handled this as well as you can handle anything on this. I think he walked the line. He shouldn't bloviate on it now and talk about it a lot. So just say, read my statement, read what I've said. I've said it a million times. And oh, by the way, Guy Shiraki on the show today mentioned area Democrats, just as an example, 4 times voting to say if a baby survives an abortion, doesn't have a right to medical care. 4 times, Madeline Dean. What's wrong with these people in the suburbs?
Decency.
Yeah, the dean of decency. If you're a new listener, that
Decency.
was coined because some guy came down the first time she was running, allegedly in the rain, and he's sopping himself off there. And he said, I walked here in the rain just to tell you one thing. She was State Rep Dean then.
Decency.
Go to Washington and restore decency. Is Madeline Dean the epitome of decency or even anywhere near it? My God. So this is USA Today. You could say small thing, but this is what they're doing, working the refs here. Trump got it right on that. Jeff Andrews right. Guy Shiraki was right. And this is what Republicans ought to be articulating. If you don't want to win, move away from this. If you do want to win and have some hope, ultimately, of restoring sanity, what Trump said yesterday is the way to go. I think Kellyanne Conway may have written a lot of that or worked on it. But by a lot of reports, she was in the camp of saying, say, 15-week national ban. Nope. That is shocking to me if true. And it's shocking what USA Today is doing. But the Arizona Supreme Court, now the Arizona legislature, they have to, within a week or two, they got to get busy here. Rescind that law, go with the current law or some iteration of it, and whatever they want. If they want a 15-week ban, okay. But it ought to shock people that right now in Arizona, according to the reports coming out today, abortion is banned except for the life of the mother. Ultimate swing state, one of the top 5 or 6. And I have people on Twitter, Dan, putting pictures of babies up attacking me, saying I'm critical of Biden as a Catholic. How can I look in the mirror if we don't do what they want on this? And we know what that means. We know exactly what's going to happen. I would bet everything. You're going to lose every time. And then what's going to happen? There'll be more of this, and there'll be more of a lot of other things that we don't want. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. If you differ, you can tell me, but Alabama started it. Trump diffused that yesterday, talking about IVF. And now Arizona. Here we go again. Get on it. Fix the law. Do it quickly. Side question today. Sign of the apocalypse. I see a great one here. Let me go to Minnie, Dan, in Texas. She's been waiting quite a while here. Hey, Minnie, how you doing? Thanks for calling today.
Howdy, Dom. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Minnie. Yes. Howdy.
I know, well, I was just informed that this would apply to you as well, but my original answer was a sign of the apocalypse is Rizzioli puts pineapple on his pizza. But the gentleman that answered the call said that would also be pertain to Dom, because Dom would never put pineapple on his pizza.
That's right. I have ultimate faith in Rich on that. That would be a signal, or it could be that Zioli has been taken over by a zombie or an alien. That could be, or Russian agent.
Man, you need to call in more. I love this accent. I love the stuff you bring on Twitter with the great memeing that you do and our YouTube comments. Thank you so much.
She's particularly good at my hair, Dan, how my hair looks when she puts a meme up.
She's really good at that,
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate the compliment. The memeing, I'm autodidactic on that. With the Bernie Mittens memes, I talked to my husband about it. He's a lot more proficient with the computer and visual effects and things like that. Like he can. There you go. He knows how to stream. He streams and I meme. Okay, as far as he can do the moving ones, I'm better at the still life. But anyway, I started with that. As far as the Bernie Mittens memes, I taught myself, and then I went to town. I remember I put one. I took over one of the pages of y'all's calendar that y'all had back there, and I put Dom on the beach with Bernie, and then I just went to town and like I was trying to tell Dan one time in the chat, I hope I'm never offending anybody. It's all with y'all, at least with Dom Giordano and with Rich Zioli. It's always meant with affection. It's never meant to criticize y'all.
Manny, thank you. Thanks so much, Manny. Thank you. Thanks so much. All-time great character behind the scenes.
I think Manny, we had to get going, but I think she might have been about to give us our WrestleMania review there. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
you're lucky you didn't have to bear with that, Dom.
No, tomorrow. No, Manny is quite an ass. Oh my God, that's a good one though. Zioli has pineapple on the pizza.
Sorry, if you're unaware and you're only a listener on our radio, Minnie is a big contributor on our digital scene, and you can always find us youtube.com/@1210 WPHT and over on Twitter @DomShow1210. And right now, Dom, running on Twitter, #1210RandPaul. Please submit your questions with the hashtag #1210RandPaul. And we'll see that, and we'll be able to put that into a list and hopefully ask Rand Paul on Thursday at this great event.
That's what we're going to do. I'll ask him about the Russian national anthem, too, his skill. And he might recite something in Russian just to have the media talk about that. So I think he might know a little Russian. 855-839, maybe not Hungarian, though. 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. That's exactly a good one. I can't believe USA Today, though. They could have said, look, we're not going to change the headline, but we'll keep that and monitor what Trump says next on it. Keep that in mind. They could say that. Changing the headline, though, man, that's just hard to believe. Working the refs here. Hey, Captain Chucky's reminds all of us, for all your spring gatherings, to call and order that delicious seafood at the top of the list. Don't forget to order the brand new Bang Bang Jumbo Lump Crab Cake. That's that delicious, creamy 5-ounce jumbo lump breaded crab with a kick for those who like to spice it up with some heat. Check your store for availability. Perfect time, too, to check out all of Captain Chucky's offerings. Delicious stuff, mushrooms, salads, tremendous variety of homemade sides, desserts, stocks, pound cake. I know where I go. They have it all. Just ask about it. They also have several choices of breaded, non-breaded crab cakes. Literally a crab cake for everybody. Dessert, soup, sides, appetizers. Their Gulf shrimp is a huge hit. It's always wild caught, never farm raised. And my favorite, those delicious Dom rolls. Visit Captain Chucky's today, location near you. Go to WeLoveCrabCakes.com. WeLoveCrabCakes.com. You'll find that nearest Captain Chucky's.
After a very warm day, tonight we might see some showers. We're going to get down to around 53 overnight. For tomorrow, more clouds and a high of 71. Still warm by Thursday, but we've got a chance of rain in there. Friday, 64, and probably some rain.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
As an educator, Mr. Nelson's teachings are still being quoted in schools.
Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world.
Mr. Nelson taught hope.
Everyone can rise above their circumstances if they are dedicated and passionate.
And giving our best efforts.
It's always impossible until it's done.
Mr. Nelson Mandela's teachings not only united a nation, they inspire us today. Inspiration Pass It On from PassItOn.com.
Pass it on. You've heard it said, he's a diamond in the rough. Or maybe, diamonds are forever. Here's something else I've learned about diamonds. They're just pieces of coal put under pressure for a long, long, long time. So when I start feeling like I want to give up, I think about that little piece of coal. And if that piece of coal can make something of itself by not giving up, so can I. Persistence is in you. Pass it on. From PassItOn.com.
Hi, it's Rich Zioli. I'm joined here today by my friend, the co-president and CEO of Cooper University Healthcare, the one and only Dr. Anthony Mazzarelli. Dr. Maz and I are here to tell you about our buddy, Dr. Mike Venaria. Not only is he my dentist, he's my family's dentist as well. And not sure if you knew this, he's Dr. Maz's dentist too.
That's right, Rich. Dr. Mike Venaria is and has been my dentist also. And, doctors choosing doctors, that can be quite a selective process. And not only do I go to them, but for years, my sister and my niece and my nephew, the whole family goes.
Well, it's no secret. We're all delighted by the care that Dr. Mike Venaria and his award-winning team provide, and you need to check him out.
Whether you're looking for pediatric, general, cosmetic, implant dentistry, you don't need to look any further. Dr. Venaria's office does everything. Dr. Venaria's office also exceeds all CDC guidelines and has always maintained the strictest infection control, like their centralized UV sterilization of airflow, which is incredibly important to me.
Locations are right over the bridge in Cinnaminson and Woodbury. Your perfect smile's waiting. Call 856-786-2020 or visit venariadental.com.
I'm Philomena, founder of Kin Apparel here in Philly. I love my natural hair, but not what hoodies and hats were doing to it. So I made my own satin-lined hoodies and created a business in the process. I've got big dreams, and Chase for Business in Philly was like, all right, how do we get you there?
Get financial guidance from bankers in your community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, and a member FDIC.
My kitchen is the heart of my home. Dawn Stensland here. If your kitchen or bath is outdated, you need Kitchen Magic. They're local, family-owned and operated since 1979. Schedule your free in-home design consultation today. Kitchen Magic is the full-service remodeler I trust to quickly, beautifully, and affordably transform your kitchen or bath. Right now, they're offering 12 months, no payments, no interest financing, and 10% off your remodel. Just visit kitchenmagic.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V.
Is that the great Wayne Newton, Dan?
No, that's not King Cole.
I heard him do that. That's why. I also wanted to
Wayne
tweak
does
you.
too.
I don't know if I can convince you. I convinced you on Tom Jones as an entertainer. I don't know. The great Wayne Newton, no, the hair alone.
No,
is
he's
worth it,
he's. I like Wayne Newton. I've always had an affinity for him and Barry Manilow and
Yeah.
that type of music.
Yeah.
Here's some Wayne. Oh, this is a Kid Wayne, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's first Viewer's Day Off, I think.
Oh,
they
you know what?
did
Yeah, I
some
think
of
I
it. Yeah.
do recognize from that film.
Not the NCAA, but the NAIA, much smaller group, yesterday banned transgendered athletes from women's sports. 20-0 vote of the university presidents that were on the panel. I think it's only about 70 schools, roughly. A group of former athletes like Riley Gaines saluted them and asked, when will the NCAA do that? They won't. That's why they're being sued. And my column in the Delaware Valley Journal today, you can get it through my Twitter or Delaware Valley Journal, goes through what Dawn Staley is trying to do with splitting hairs on this whole thing. All right, side question today. Easy one, sign of the apocalypse. Let's go to the great Joe of Exton. Hey, Joe, good afternoon.
Yes, hello, Dom, and good Tuesday afternoon to you. As a sign of the apocalypse, Donald Trump chooses a woman, Tulsi Gabbard, as his vice presidential running mate.
Okay.
You don't think it's going to happen, Joe?
You don't think it's going to happen?
Why not?
I know.
So
we think it might,
Are
yeah.
you a horseman of the apocalypse, Joe?
Pardon?
It sounds like you're looking to usher in the apocalypse. If you're wanting Tulsi to
Yeah.
be the VP and saying that she would be a sign of the apocalypse.
Yeah, because Donald Trump so far has been preferring men as his running mates, but he's going to
I get where you're going
make
with
a
that.
change. He's been influenced by his wife.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Joe. He's a little off, I think, today, Dan, not on the game here. That could happen. That's not really a sign. It's in the ring of possibility.
I think it's still a possibility, right?
Yeah. All right, let's go to Leslie
Leslie.
Bryn Mawr on Talk Radio 1210. Leslie, before you give us your answer, I hear you know about the Spanx issue, right?
Listening to two men trying to tell us what Spanx were was hysterical. And Dan had such confidence. Yes, I know what Spanx are.
I know. I at least referenced Roe.
Cheerleaders.
Yeah, and I went along with it. That's true. I should have overruled him. Rose said it was like a girdle.
Is
Yeah.
it not true that cheerleaders wear Spanx, though? I thought they did. I thought there was a reason for that.
I honestly don't know the answer to that question, but
well, Leslie, why would Shapiro be ordering girdles, do you think? Is there a
well, that could be a sign of the apocalypse is when the women in Hollywood and the men stop wearing their Spanx because they all don't look as good as they pretend to look. So
are we missing out on something here, Dom?
Take a note, Dan. Everybody on set on Thursday night with Rand Paul should be wearing Spanx.
Well, I was going to ask you, should we get you a pair of Spanx before Thursday?
I think I need one after hearing that from Leslie.
If we're following Shapiro's lead, we can expense it to the station.
That's true. And Johnny Z and Leslie and the other person are going to be backstage. They all get their Spanx to wear, Leslie. It's in the deal.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'll pass on the Spanx thing.
Okay.
Tom, I do have a question I would like you to ask Rand.
Sure.
On Thursday. The COVID book I haven't read it, but I'm sure it's great. And, he is on today talking about how the lies were there and so many people were in on it and knew, but nothing's going to happen to Fauci. And what I really care about is going forward. And there's so many rhinos in government today. What is the Republican Party going to do to stop that from happening going forward? What are they going to do to vet these candidates that run that are rhinos?
Yeah, I will ask that. We will talk about that without a doubt. And he wants Fauci in jail. I hear what you're saying, though. The possibility of that seems to be pretty limited. But we'll talk about him, and he'll be candid about it, Leslie. He'll tell you what has to happen to make any of it happen. Give us your...
Wait. I got to ask. Leslie, you going to be drinking bourbon with us?
I don't think I can drink bourbon.
No.
Oh, boy. That looks like all right.
Some red wine for Leslie?
Leslie, red wine. Write that down. All right, Leslie, give me your, what's your apocalyptic moment?
The day that Roe calls into the show.
That is a great one.
That will be an apocalyptic moment.
Thank you. That is a great one. Only once, because of Crocodile Dundee holding his kid Dan on a Saturday. I used to be on Saturdays too. Attacking him for about 30 seconds. That was it. I didn't know she was going to call in. That's it.
They really got her, Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, it's just set her off, picked up the phone on a Saturday calling in. I don't think we have the tape around anywhere. All right, it is the lightning round next. Here's what you do. Just call in now, 855-839-1210. Hit us with something in a fun way that tells you the apocalypse is almost upon us. 855-839-1210. 1210.
For more than 50 years, Delaware Valley homeowners have called Oliver for their heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Leaky faucet, clogged drain, Oliver's expert plumbers can handle that. No power, outdated electrical panel, Oliver's licensed electricians can help. No AC, Oliver has same-day service, flexible financing, and the industry's best warranties. For fast service you can trust, call Oliver today or visit online at oliverheatcool.com.
Designers, excavators, engineers, architects, listen up.
What are you doing? We're working here.
If you want to save time, effort, and money on your next underground utility project, start using Pennsylvania One Call System's Coordinate PA application. Coordinate PA is the next generation of utility coordination that allows you to easily transfer and manage your complex projects from start to finish, all the way from the designer to the excavator. Be prepared for your next underground utility project with Coordinate PA. Makes sense. Visit pa1call.org to learn more.
Spring is the time to bring a breath of fresh air into your home with a bouquet of irresistible deals on home renovations at Colonial Marble and Granite. Put $0 down and pay 0% interest for 18 months on every marble, granite, and quartz countertop of $19.99 or higher. Restrictions apply. See colonialmarble.net for details. That's colonialmarble.net for details.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Infinity of Westchester, we believe in transparency, fairness, and above all, serving our customers with care. Whether you're looking for a brand new Infinity or a reliable pre-owned vehicle, we have something for everyone. This month, save up to $15,000 on select Infinity models. And that's not all. Every new Infinity purchase comes with 3 years free maintenance. So don't wait. Visit us in-store or online today at infinityofwestchester.com. Philly rides with us.
At California Psychics, we know that nagging doubts like, how much will a psychic cost? And how will I find the right one? Can stop you from getting the guidance you need. That's why we offer the best psychics at the best value. California Psychics have a wide range of psychics available 24/7, so you can find the one that meets your needs and your budget. If you can't decide, our dedicated customer service team are always available to guide you. Right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. And what do you know? Most of our customers get everything they need from a reading within that time. Our psychics may surprise you with their ability to offer unique insight on your life situation. In fact, we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So, there's never been a better time to take the next step. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call it the lightning round.
That's right. Hit us quickly with your all-time sign of the apocalypse. All right. Last time we did this 2 or 3 years ago, people pumping gas themselves in Jersey was the winner. Got some good ones today. The Earl of Taconies first. Earl, what's yours?
If you want me to be quick, I'm just going to say Michael Rappaport voting for Donald Trump. I mean, if anyone's not familiar with that, he's told some of the most vile videos, calling Melania a whore, saying things about Barron, horrible, vile, vicious, filthy videos. And he just said that he's changed his mind and he's considering voting for Trump in the next election.
I would agree with you if he actually did it. But just to say that, it's shocking. He's one of the worst, Earl, and that's how bad it is for Biden. That's a really good one.
Great one.
Tom in Prospect Park. Tom, what's yours?
I'd say the rise in popularity of axe throwing combined with the consumption of alcohol. That doesn't mark the end of times. I don't know what does.
Dan, have you ever thrown an axe?
Oh, I love axe throwing. It's a heck of a lot of fun.
I did it with a Republican group out of Montgomery County.
Wait, with a Republican group?
Yeah. There's an axe throwing place over off Bethlehem Pike, and I think I got
any pictures.
I got one. No, I got 1 out of 7 in there that I remember.
Only one?
It's not easy.
Dude, I'm a really good axe thrower. We should have a competition, like a.
You know what? Tell Greg an axe throwing, and there was a lot of alcohol there too.
Yeah,
that would be. Let's see what the lawyers say about axe throwing with alcohol. There will be no axe throwing at the Rand Paul event.
No, there will not.
That we know of.
No.
That's locked. They don't have axes over there. Gloria in Yardley is next. Gloria, what do you have today?
Hi, Dom. How are you?
Good.
I would say that my sign of the apocalypse would be Obama, Clinton, and Biden hold a fundraiser for Donald Trump and raise $26 million for him.
All right, nicely played.
Will Lizzo be there?
Yeah, coming off. Yeah, who is the worst Trump? Is Keith Olbermann the worst Trump hater? He's a hater in general. Maybe not.
It used to be Kathy Griffin, but she's really fallen out of relevance.
She's fallen off. Is it somebody on The View? Sonny Hostin's right up there constantly. Trying to think of just who. Oh, George Conway, Kellyanne's husband, $1 million to go against Trump. All right, Dan, we've had some great ones today, including Roe mentioned, but tell me some of the ones you like.
Yeah, that Roe mention was great from Leslie and Bryn Mawr. She said, Roe, your wife calling into the show would be a sign of the apocalypse. Minnie in Texas, Rich Cioli and Dom Giordano ordering pineapple on pizza, I think deserves to be a finalist. Michael Rappaport voting for Trump, axe throwing while drinking becoming popular, which is becoming popular, being a sign of the apocalypse. I'm leaning towards either Minnie or Leslie, though. Rich and you ordering pineapple on pizza, or Roe calling into the show.
I got to go Roe calling into the show. The pineapple on the pizza is so remote, but Roe calling into the show, Dan, is just...
Yeah, it's a clever answer.
Yeah, it is clever. Let's go with that one. Put her name into the hat. Minnie, though, we love your call. Please call
more.
Again soon. And Minnie called Jim a gentleman. That's always good. Don't forget, Rand Paul on the horizon today. He's among the news leaders. New information definitively showing 15 government agencies covering up all aspects of the Wuhan virus right at the beginning. I will ask, though, what Leslie did, what's the comeuppance for Fauci and others? What's the mechanism? Well, winning the Senate would be a start. All right, so all you have to do is go to 1210WPHT.com, 1210WPHT.com. I'm looking at that NAIA, Dan, and the posters are saying for those women, our bodies are sports. Oh, where have we heard our bodies are choice? Our bodies are sports. Apparently not, though, when it's women playing basketball and everything else. Follow me on Twitter until tomorrow at DomShow1210, at DomShow1210. Rich Zioli's next for 4 big hours. Thanks to Jim and Dan for producing today, you for listening. All that here on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Escucha que están tocando, sonando el mambo.
Do you have a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more that you don't need? Well, don't lapse or surrender your policy. You might be sitting on a gold mine. That's right. You may be able to sell all or part of your life insurance policy to Coventry for cash, or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums, even a term policy. Call Coventry Direct at 800-411-8300 or visit coventrydirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-411-8300. For over 25 years, we've helped thousands of people sell their policies.